Wow, wow, wow. What a countdown. 5 minutes goes by fast, doesn't it, when you're outside screwing around. Welcome in, everybody. This is the first, I was going to say fireside chat. We've been doing fireside chats for the longest time, and now we're back in the Cali Radio Shack, and I've got to get comfy in here again because I haven't broadcast live from here for a long time. I almost forgot that I had to turn on my little red light in here, you know? What's the point of spending all that time wiring these things up if you can't have them, all right? Now, the weird part is, now daytime is much later, so it totally screws up the lighting in here, but I don't mind. It looks good. I think we're looking good. I got lighting over here. I got lighting back there. Yeah, I remember to turn everything on. So you guys are just jumping in. We're going to get an injury report for the Colorado kid. You guys saw that I crashed not that long ago. We're going to talk about that. There's a ton of events that are coming up soon. We're going to talk about all that. We're going to answer questions. We're just going to sit here. We're going to hang out. It's a Tuesday night. What the hell else are you guys going to do? As far as I know, there's no sporting events going on. I think last time I did a live stream from inside here, there was a sporting event, some sort of Giants playoff game, and I don't want to talk about it, all right? The ratings were atrocious. What you should have been doing is hanging out here with me. So the bottom line is, I've always said this, one of my favorite things about doing live streams in here solo is that we can sit here and talk, and we can bounce off each other and things like that. With the fireside chats, it's a little bit trickier, right? Because we're really kind of focused on, one, getting a lot of smoke in my eyes, and two, talking to each other. So it's nice that you guys are here. We can answer questions. We'll cover all that stuff at some point. I mean, there's no lack of things to cover. One of the first things I do want to talk about tonight is Sea Otter. But before we jump into the experience of Sea Otter 2022, my first ever experience at Sea Otter, let's jump right into chat, shall we? Let's jump right in. Octodad's in here. Brian Gong is in here. Good to see you, buddy. We're going to talk about the race events that I have coming up. I do. In fact, Jeff Jackson MTB, I made 2 videos on the Cali Radio Shack. So if that doesn't answer all your questions, then let me know and just shoot me a DM, obviously, or message me, and I'll fill in the details for you. Yes. Oh, man, yes. Okay, so we're jumping in. Let me scroll up because there was 2 questions that we needed to cover right off the bat that people were asking. Kakasui was asking right before I started the live stream, and I told him to hold his horses because I was setting up. I had the other camera out there, so I wanted to make sure that everything was dialed in. Okay, stand by. He says, first of all, that I think I'm the coolest guy with the mustache. Thinking is totally different than knowing, all right? I know it's the coolest mustache in the business. Okay, he says, Joe, on your Instagram, someone asked what you did for work. You mentioned building radio stations, or is it radio studios or your own radio group? No, I don't have my own radio group. I work for a company called Downeyville International. They've got 6 markets, but I have been in the radio industry for a while. My buddy Paul Shin, who's in the chat as well, has done this. And so basically, we do anything and everything behind the scenes with the radio industry. So we build the studios, we maintain them, we design stuff. So it's kind of like, if we troubleshoot, all that stuff, transmitters, everything. So I've been kind of in the industry for a while. The video stuff's all new to me. So learning the live stream stuff was vastly different than the radio stuff. So being in the backside and always wiring up someone's mics or whatever else is different than teaching yourself to live stream. So that's been pretty fun. It's been a good challenge. I think one of the reasons why I like YouTube and all this stuff so much is because it's been such a creative stretch from the normal build a studio thing, which we have done a million times at this point. It's kind of routine, and it's still really fun, don't get me wrong. But this is fun because you can always push boundaries. So we're going to talk about ways we're going to do that with live streaming. Like the fireside chats are good, and I've got, now that it's going to get lighter later, we're going to make some changes. Okay, we got some fun stuff coming up, and I'm going to tell you guys about that. And that's one of the reasons why we're here tonight, isn't it? So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that answered your questions. And no CB radios, actual radio. AZMTB says, you're coming to the Whiskey Off-Road. What bike you going to be on? We're going to talk about that shortly. Don't let me forget AZMTB. Hopefully don't leave before I answer that question, because I do want to cover that as a whole topic, because I think it's pretty interesting. And then Katsui says, wait, he did ask me a question. I'm scrolling up. I know I'm losing sight of everything immediately. Okay, we're getting right back on track. Guys, you're here. We're here. We're all here together in the Cali Radio Shack. We're back, baby. We're back. All right. Yep. Good to Costa Rica. Good to see you. St. Louis, Missouri. Wow. What's in St. Louis? Is there riding in St. Louis? I'd be curious. I don't know anything about St. Louis, Missouri. Oh, great. The Suns game is on. Nobody's watching the Suns game, right? Or am I wrong about this? I hope I'm not wrong. Yeah, we work on the lighting in here a little bit. We do. Yeah, so we've got a bunch of events coming up. There is a ton of stuff on the horizon. But can I share with you guys a funny story before we really jump into this. Okay, and I'm going to share you a story of what happened last night. Okay, so last night I go out to Granite Bay for just a couple loops. If you've ever been out to Granite Bay is it's nothing spectacular in terms of like technical features. They have a lot of rock rolls in the back, and it's a really good daily riding place, I think, because it's quick for me to get to, and I could do a bunch of laps and have a good time. But it's not hardcore, right? Like it's not like it's training me for the mountain biking Olympics. Okay, I'm already ready for that, anyways. But I go out to Granite Bay last night just to get some laps in. And as I'm riding, okay, I oftentimes like to be a shepherd to the sport, like, and I'm probably sure you guys are as well. Like, for example, what I mean is when you see somebody riding that seems like they're not quite comfortable or they don't know what's going on or, you know, whatever, you want to answer their questions. You want to present yourself as a shepherd, as a steward to the sport. So, like, what I do is whenever I see somebody on the trail, I'm like, hey, you need any help? You have any questions? Like, what can I help you with? So as I make my way up this trail system, okay, which is nothing crazy, there's just a younger woman just making her way up the trail, and then she stops, like middle of the trail, and I'm coming up behind her, climbing really fast because I'm that in shape. And I'm working my way up the trail at this point, and she stops, and she starts to like get off her bike and turn it around. So of course I just cruise by. I'm cruising by. I'm like, you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm just trying to find. I'm like, let me pump the brakes. Time to show off my knowledge of Granite Bay. So I stopped for a second. I said, look, what's going on? Like, do you need help like finding something? She's like, I'm looking for the peninsula. Like, I don't really know what that means. So I'm like, all right, let me look at your map. Let me see what you got going on. She's got a little bike computer, a bike little GPS thing, and she's got the route all mapped out, which is something I've never done in my life, is mapped out a route. My planning skills are atrocious. And so I zoom in on the map and I go, okay, well, you're right here. You're going to go up that way. And you're going to get to the bench. You're going to see a swing. And from there, you could jump into anything and you'll be able to see the peninsula from there and you'll be good to go. And she's like, oh, great. Like, I was like, look, I'm going that way. Like, do you want to just come with me and I'll show you? She's like, no. It's okay. I'll find it. I'll just go that way. And then it was immediately apparent that she was interrupting me because of the mustache, right? Like, if you see me on the trail, 90% of you in chat are just going to keep walking, right? You know what I'm talking about? That's exactly what she wanted, to get the hell out of there as soon as possible, which I can't completely understand. It was crazy. Oh my God, the kid's playing drums. I was like, what the hell is that noise? Anyways, it's freaked me out for a second. Anyways, it was very apparent that she wanted nothing to do with me. She wanted to get out of there as soon as possible. She even interrupted me to do so. So I was like, look, I'm just trying to help. All right, fair enough. Take it easy. I'm out of here. So I go, look, you go that way. You'll figure it out. Great. But you're going to end up at the bench. Anyway, so I just take off. I ride up to the bench. I film a couple of little stories for Instagram. Here she comes right up to the bench, just looking terrified, just like this guy again. And, all I'm trying to do is help, all right? I'm not trying to be creepy, but I mean, like, let's be honest. I mean, if you saw, okay, hold on. Let's just replicate this. And you guys tell me how you would react. If you saw this on the trail, how can I help you? You wouldn't be scared, right? I mean, you would be like, you'd be okay with that, right? Am I right? Or am I just reading this all wrong? You guys tell me. You guys tell me. Anyways, that was my story. I thought it was funny. She was just definitely terrified of me. But what can you say? Speaking of which, let's give you guys an injury report. Paul, he says, Bonneville must give you a ton of time off. Do you ever go to work or just go to adventures? Man, I would love to just go on adventures all the time, right? It's like, it just depends. Today was a transmitter day. We went up and forth the transmitters. I was outside all day. I had a good time. But it's like, I hate being in the office sometimes. You know what I mean? I want to adventure all the time. Okay, so status report on the injury. As you can see from the arm, it's healing up. Yes, one of the things that people often commented on the reel that I shot right after the injury was like, was that injury real? Yes, I crashed pretty good, and I crashed on a very simple part of the trail, as often happens, right? Like, you're just cruising along, and I just wasn't, you know what it is? If you're not taking the bike seriously, sometimes it'll just bite you right back, And that's exactly what happened here. I was just coming down an easy part of the trail, and just a gravelly section slipped out. Now, I think if I was to break down the sequence of events, as I slid through this turn and my foot slowly was coming out of the clips, which is, I'm going to call it clips, not clipless, okay? You watch your goddamn mouth if you want to correct me. So as my foot's trying to come out, I feel like it didn't fully come out, and it kind of like freaked my body out. Because normally, like, I'm out of those things instantly, and it tugged and it didn't go. So I think that split second made a huge change in the way that I reacted to the crash. Because at that point, I Superman dove like this, right? Which is why, like, this shoulder was hurting, because the brunt of the impact was the right side of my body. the legs and it hit the chest and just like face, boom, just flat, like almost like, you know, if you're doing like a belly flop. I don't know that it was over the bars. I think the bike slid out from underneath me, but man, oh man, it's the first time I got in a crash that I laid there for like 30 seconds or a minute. And I was just like, that one hurt. You know, you guys know where you just kind of bundle up like a little baby and you just bundle in together, you know, that's what it was like. And then of course, I had several people, at least, I was going to say at least, it was exactly 2 people that stopped on the trail and made sure I was okay. And they were very serious about actually checking on me, that not like the reel that I shot. But it gave me the inspiration for that reel. So once I kind of like, the blood stopped flowing and things like that, and I got to a position where I could actually sit there and film without people riding by, I was able to film that reel. And I think you guys have seen that one, right? So here's the interesting part about this reel. Can we do a little screen share? Can we do this? Wait a minute. How's this work? Let's see if I can figure this out. No, wait, there it is. Is it working? Yeah, look at that. Okay, there we are. We're back in. Look at this. Okay, so the interesting thing about this reel is I released this Monday, last Monday. Look at that. Woo, baby, 283,000 views already. Baby, we're doing it again. I like it. So that's been going really well for me. And I sacrificed a little bit for you guys to get it done. And that's exactly what I did. So that one's been going really well. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to hit on social medias, but sometimes it works. So it's funny because we oftentimes talk about like, where are the long form YouTube videos? I'm like, man, I spent a lot of time editing the Sedona videos. I got 3,000 views. Woe is me. That's all right. I'm back on the horse. I got a ton of stuff to edit back here, actually. I've been screwing around too much. Pick some of the scabs off. They're slowly coming off. Don't worry. Eventually, I'll be right as rain once again. You know, what can you do? All right, let me catch up on chat. Those are my 2 stories to start off the day. I'm glad you guys are here on this Tuesday. You should have handed her a card with her YouTube channel and told her to check it out. I know, absolutely. I think I was mostly offended that she didn't know who I was. Like, that's preposterous. To not get recognized at Granite Bay, it's offensive. It's honestly offensive. I don't appreciate it. Okay, I don't appreciate it. If you guys did ask a question earlier and I missed it, you just let me know because I'm probably going to screw it up all night long. Daily MTB Rider, good to see you, man. I was thinking about at some point coming up that way, by the way, and I'll talk to you about it because there may be some free week or 2 that are coming up that I was thinking like going up north, just thinking about going up north. So I'm going to think about it. I'm going to consider it, and I'll be in contact. Venture Apparel Company is in the chat. Good to see you, man. This company is great. Venture Apparel Company, one of the companies that support me, rad jerseys, gear, all kinds of stuff. If you're not following them on Instagram, what the hell are you doing with your life? I've got them in my profile and on my click to profile in the Instagram. So I've figured out how to work the internet, at least to a certain degree. What camera are you using for this chat? Great quality. Yeah, it's a Sony a7S III. It's the most money you could possibly spend on a webcam. So yeah, please, dear God, don't consider it because you'll be sleeping out in the shed like me. You know what I mean? Yes. There we go. Okay. Social media views are whack, but thank you so much for your content. I know it doesn't mean anything. At the end of the day, it doesn't mean a whole lot, but it's fun to see that happen. And it's interesting because, you know, you get a lot of comments and stuff. So when you see people liking, so the views, if you got like that many views and you see like 50,000 likes, then there's something right. At least people are actually watching to the end. Hey, I volunteer at KPH on the coast of Point Reyes National Seashore. See lots of road bikes on the sand trail. Saw a few mountain bikes bare feet. What is that? So a lot of people are gravel biking now. So gravel biking is like essentially like you take a high-end bike you still have to pay a lot of money for. It could do a lot less, and then you can ride on the gravel with it. So people have got it in their minds that you need a special bike to go ride on gravel now. It's not a road bike. It's not a mountain bike. It's basically in between. It's a gravel bike, and you're going to pay $4,000 for the thing anyways. But apparently the mountain bike community has enough money to just spend on these things, Paul. It's fascinating. I think I would be just fine riding my bike on gravel, although this begs to differ. So who the hell knows what I'm talking about? Jared from Cure Cycling's in here. He knows about Venture Apparel as well. Excellent company. They're doing a lot of good things. Okay, when you go ride and you are shooting something, is it GoPro plus that Sony or your phone? Yeah, oftentimes I'm bringing the Sony with me to my detriment. So if you guys have seen the Downeyville video that I shot, that was hauling around 3 days in Downeyville, and I was hauling the Sony a7S III, the Skydio drone, and the GoPro, all while riding Downeyville downhill. And it was like, the reason why that video, I'm so proud of that video, and I feel like I should push that out there at some point, because probably a lot of the people that follow me now haven't seen it. I watched it again recently. I'm like really proud of that video, like of how it came out, how it all came together. Just so like, I think it came together really good. It's a really good video, and I wish I could figure out how to make a good thumbnail for it, because like maybe I could sell it more. The fact that it has like 10,000 views is a travesty, in my opinion. But again, I'm not like complaining. I'm just saying like it's a really good video about Downeyville. That again, Downeyville specialized, but at the same time, it's shot well. It's executed well. The music, timing. I really like that movie. All right, I don't want to talk about myself all night long. That's not true. I do. Oh my God, Adam Mock's in here too. Good to see you. I'm excited to be back in the shack, in the shed, the studio, the Cali Radio Shack. We're back, baby. All right. So if you guys have any questions and I miss it, just let me know. Again, MTB and Adventures in here. I will answer them. That's kind of what we're doing here tonight, is we can answer a lot of stuff. But I'm going to cover some of the topics that I want to cover tonight, because we got some cool news coming up. Kakuse. Let me know if I screwed that up wrong. Anyways, any favorite local bike stores? Yeah, actually, we are very fortunate in Sacramento area to have a lot of cool bike shops. The Roseville Cyclery is now, it used to be Roseville Cyclery, and now it just got purchased by Mike's Bikes, so they made that transition, but they've been really cool about stuff. That's where I got my son's bike from. There's a shop that's my favorite for mechanics, Ride BSC. They're in the Granite Bay area. They are incredible. Tyson and Brad that's the place I always go. If I need anything done to my bike, I go to Ride BSC. They're quick with the work. They're no nonsense. And I can just sit there and talk with the guys for 30 minutes while I'm hanging out, or whatever. There's been several occasions where I was like, look, man, I got to go somewhere like tomorrow. If you can't get to it, I totally understand it. They've taken care of it. And I have to appreciate that at any given moment. So you find those shops that you like, but we do have a lot of great shops in the Sacramento area that aren't pretentious. And when I go to the Santa Cruz area, Trailhead Cyclery is another like amazing shop. I love that spot because they just handle business. And what more can you say? That's all you really need to know. They just handle business. They're incredible. So those are some of the ones that I work with on a regular basis. Ride BSC is like my go-to. They don't sell bikes, but they do maintenance and anything I need, or even if I need suggestions. I run into them on the trail all the time. So it's kind of fun just to talk to them. And I'll be like, hey, I'll send them a picture like, did I screw this up? And they're like, just bring it in. I'm like, okay, good point. Interesting story about that. We're going to cover this real quick as we go into the next stuff. And so one day I was out at Granite Bay. I was doing this ride. And I get on the bike, and I'm pedaling just fine. All of a sudden, as I pedal, I notice that each time I do a pedal stroke, it's like, I hear this weird noise. I'm like, okay, that sounds a bit like something's loose. I don't know what it is. Something's loose. I'm thinking my suspension, something down low, down below my nether regions, all right? And as I pedal, it starts to get worse. Crunk, like I'm simulating the noise, so bear with me here. I didn't record it while I was out there. But then I start to look down, and I notice some sway in the pedals. So like literally, because I'm clipped in, right? So I can see the pedals moving like this. And so my first inclination is to think like, crap, I just need to tighten this whole assembly and I'll be good to go. That's not true, because what I did is I got my wrench on the trail, got down there, started tightening, and the thing was tight as a whistle. Is that a saying? Tight as a whistle, tight as a drum, tight as a drum. Yeah. Anyways, so I was like, well, that's not it. So then I start wiggling, and I'm like, I don't know what this is. So I get it. I go back down the trail. I basically like coast the thing down back to the truck. Luckily, I hadn't gone too far. I throw it in the back of the truck. I drive over to Ride BSC with little to no notice. And I show up and I go, look, guys, you don't have to get to this right away, but here's what it is. And so I bring the bike in, and they're like, and I show them the wiggle, and the pedals are like, dude, your bottom bracket is disintegrated. Apparently over the years, and I've always thought there was just like dirt inside of there that was making it kind of weird. No, they're like, there was ball bearings in your frame, just completely disintegrated. I may have told the story before, but what the hell, I'm telling it again. And so they're like, all right, just give it to us. Get out of here. So I take off. They call me an hour or so later. They're like, all right, you're good to go, man. I never tell them they have to fix it fast, but they always do, because they're always super busy too. But anyways, so they replaced the bottom bracket, and I show up and they're like, this thing's going to run like an e-bike now. And sure enough, I take that thing out on the trail, and boy, oh boy, was it a night and day difference. It was like, holy crap, what have I been missing out on here? So That was a funny story about Ride BSC, one of my favorite local shops. They put up with my nonsense, and when I show up, they kind of roll their eyes knowing that something foolish is about to happen. But I appreciate them at least tolerating me. What more can you say? What more can you say? Yeah, exactly. Riding in sand gravel with bare feet. No, I haven't seen bare feet. Those are just weirdos, Paul. Just weirdos. Favorite trails at Granite Bay. You know, the funny part is I don't know any of the trail names out there. I just like to go back to the rock rolls and play around, and I'll just wander. I just wander. There's really no given plan at any particular moment. I just go wander. The rock rolls are my favorite. It was a great training ground for a lot of the stuff that you see out in Sedona and other things like that. So Granite Bay, I mean, people write it off, but Granite Bay, I'm telling you right now, those rock rolls, sessioning those rock rolls is a good training ground, man. It really is. It really, really is. All right. Finicava's in here. Look at that. Wait, hold on. I got to get fancy for a second. Oh, yeah. Look at that. LaCroix. Tonight I drink LaCroix. You drink LaCroix? Wait, that's not. That's Russian. What am I? Look, French. Tonight I drink LaCroix. Oui, oui. Okay, sorry. We're back on target. Okay. So let's talk about the things that are coming up. There's some good news with the Colorado Kid channel lately. We have locked down a date for this. Okay. So for those of you guys that aren't familiar, Dirt Days is an event that's coming up on May 7th. It's going to happen in Nevada City. It is being put on by, I don't even know why I was going to point to the shirt, MTB NorCal. Sean, Don, and Shane, the crew at MTB NorCal. DeGonger's going to be there. Bikesum's going to be there. And a hell of a lot of Northern California riders are going to be there. It's on May 7th in Nevada City. Here's what's exciting. Okay, not only is the event happening on May 7th, but this is something that I'm kind of like, I've been mulling this in my head, and we may, depending on time, I may try to make this a habitual thing, but we're bringing it back, baby. We're going over to Crooked Lane Brewing, and we're going to do it on Cinco de Mayo. We're going to broadcast live from Crooked Lane Brewing in Auburn on Cinco de Mayo, promoting Dirt Days, but drinking beer and hanging out. So it's basically going to be a situation where if you're anywhere in the area, you can come by and hang out, and we're just going to be broadcasting live over there. So there's going to be beer, there's going to be festivities. It's going to be awesome. So I'm super stoked on that. In fact, that was one of the first live broadcasts I did prior to the Fireside Chats, prior to the broadcast. Well, I did a couple in the studio at that point, but I hadn't done a multi-camera setup yet. So we decided to go out on a limb, and I remember we planned it pretty early on. We basically said, all right, if you guys haven't watched this live stream, it's pretty rad. It's on the channel somewhere. You can find it. But we basically said, like, I think that Monday, we were going to broadcast on Friday. We were like, do you think we could do it at the brewery? And so they reached out to the brewery. The brewery was receptive. I was like, look, all I need is an internet connection. If you can give me a hard line, I'm there. So I went and tested it a couple days ahead of time, brought my my laptop out, tested network speeds and all that stuff. It was good to go. Boom. Thus began the Colorado Kids' journey for multiple camera setups. And we did it live at the Crooked Lane Brewery in Auburn. So that is going to happen on Cinco de Mayo. And I've got a ton of stuff happening before that we're going to talk about too. But this is going to be awesome. So if you guys are in the area, or if you're coming up for Dirt Days and you're in town that Thursday, I think it's a Thursday, Cinco de Mayo. You guys can look it up. You can confirm. But you can come hang out. We're just going to drink beers. We're going to eat food. We're going to just have a good time. So it'll be broadcasting live. You could jump around in the background like a fool, like I used to do. Whenever the news broadcast crews were coming out, I would just, when I was a kid, wouldn't you guys do this? You would just try to get in the background of the news broadcast. Like they're out reporting like, oh, local accident on the Highway 5. And you're not on the highway. Why would you be playing on the highway? But like at the local mall, they're like, oh, new shop opens in the mall. And they're at the mall and you're at the mall and you're like, oh, dude, I'm going to be famous. Get ready. So you get behind the camera and you just kind of like do one of these. Wait, no, hold on. Let me just bear with me. You just do one of these. You know, you guys ever do one of those? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? Yeah, I did. All the time. And maybe that's a reason why I like being in front of the camera so much, because I did stupid stuff like that as a kid. Maybe it was very telling. Who knows? Favorite downhill section from the bench at Granite Bay. Oh, I go straight from the bench down to the turns around and then goes back. I don't know what the hell that is. We should go ride. I'll show you. Yes, MTB in NorCal is putting on the event. So this is going to be exciting, guys. We're going to be broadcasting live from Crooked Lane on Cinco de Mayo. So if you can't make it there, just tune in. It's going to be, hijinks are going to ensue for sure. We're going to have a bunch of us. Who the hell knows going to jump in and sit down and start chatting with us. So you never know what's going to happen. Poe, when are you leaving, man? I can't believe you're leaving us. Where are you going? Like Ohio or something dumb? Sorry to anybody in chat who lives in Ohio. I'm sure it's fantastic. Yes. So In addition to that, here's a couple other things that are going on in the world of Colorado. Like I said, if you guys are here and you want to ask questions, you're welcome to do it. All right. Okay, so I'm going to be flying out to Vegas Friday night. I've got a work event that I'm going to be at for like 4 or 5 days. And I'm going to be riding in Vegas Saturday morning. So it's kind of like we're rolling with a bunch of vendors instead of like a lot of the guys will go out golfing. And I have discovered that there's a couple vendors that actually like mountain biking. So they organize a mountain bike trip. We're going to go out to Blue Diamond, I think, the Red Rock area, and do some trails. I don't think these guys are like in super prime condition like me, you know? So I don't know that we're going to be riding anything extreme, but it's going to be fun to get out there and just pedal. And then immediately after that, when I come back, I got to drive out to Prescott. And we'll be taking place in the Whiskey Off-Road, being put on by Epic Rides. I've never done a race before. I don't know why I decided to do this one. Actually, I do know why. They reached out to me and they said, hey, man, we'd love to have you out here. And so I am partnering up with the one and only Bike Summon. We're going to ride out. We're not going to ride. We're going to drive out to Prescott, and we're going to take probably first place in this Whiskey Off-Road. And I have since discovered, people have pointed out that it is an XC race. Sure it is. That's fine. But like, when have I ever taken anything particularly seriously? That's not why I'm going out. They wanted us out and provide some entertainment. I'm going to do some social media takeovers. It's going to be pretty fun. It's just, I'm always open to new experiences. You know what I mean? So I've never done it before. It's going to be a great networking experience to circle up with Todd, the organizers, and see the event and see the town. And I think it's going to be fun from a content perspective. Whether or not I do the full 30-mile race, oh boy, I'm still up in the air. And I talked to them. I was like, they're doing like an easy race on Friday afternoon for the wimps. And I'm like, that might be me. So I'm still undecided, which is why I've been doing some rides the last couple days. If I can get in a decent enough shape to feel confident, I think a 30-mile whatever could be doable. But it's hard to do it when you're going in cold. You know what I mean? I haven't had a chance to ride a lot, okay? This is my excuse. Okay? I don't want to talk about it. So that's going to be happening in Prescott. I've never ridden that area. Now, it's funny how much time I've spent in Arizona now, by the way, because I was out in Phoenix for work. I've ridden South Mountain. I've ridden Sedona. And now Prescott. And I was saying Prescott, and everybody got mad at me. Yeah. So, yeah, Jay, Bike Son's going to be wheeling the whole race. Meanwhile, I'm just going to be huffing and puffing, man. Huffing and puffing. It's going to be ridiculous. So, the Whiskey Off-Road. Has anybody in here had any experience with that? I know AZ MTB was talking about it. So, basically, I'm going to be running my Yeti. I don't have any special preparation happening. I haven't done any incline. I haven't done nothing. Just nothing. Sheer impreparitude is how I would best describe what I'm about to get into. I'm probably just going to die. 30 miles? That sounds like a very little amount of... That doesn't sound that bad, right? I haven't really asked him what the elevation is. Yeah, it could be awful. Prescott is awesome. You're going to love it. Okay, AZMTB, are you going out there? I've had a couple people hit me up to say they're going out, so they want to talk and meet up. And I'm like, absolutely, I'll be around. I'll be filming stuff. I'll be doing stuff. So it's going to be fun as hell. So Fabio, the gloves that I have are actually, they're hand-up gloves, but those are a special hand-up gloves made. Whoa, what the hell? Get the super chat right out of my face. Hold on. I'm going to put it over here. Charlie Hicks, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you being here, dude. $19.99 super chat. Dude, I love it. Absolutely. Thanks for being here, man. Charlie, good to see you. Yeah, good luck on the race. Have fun. Oh my God. Yeah, Jason's just gonna kick my ass. He's gonna beat me by double for sure. I gotta figure out a way to sabotage him. I gotta lower the pressure in his tires or something. Is it at altitude too? Oh my God. I should have you know what? I should have I should do a live stream pep talk and have you guys like talk me into this whole thing, because now I'm really what the hell am I getting myself into? But it's all right. They've said it's about 80% party and 20% race. So we should be fine. Everything should be fine. Yeah, I do got to get to Tucson. I don't want to spend my whole life in Arizona, though, man. Trail Monster, I am going to get out there, but I would love to go up north. I want to hit Washington, maybe Oregon, a couple places up there, get some greenery in my life. I've been riding in the desert a lot, it seems like. And especially when it's going to start getting hot, we might have to have a little change up here. So, all right. So that's happening. Whiskey Off-Road. Like I said, if you guys have any experience with that or know anything about it, 50+ mile XC race on my Enduro. Yeah, why the hell not, Jay? We're going in as talent. All right, that's what we're doing. We don't need to be we don't need to be number one. We don't need to be number one. If you guys haven't hit the like button, by the way, that's always a good thing to do. They say the algorithm really likes, so go for it while you're there. So let's talk a little bit about Dirt Days. If you guys aren't familiar with this event, don't know why it's so damn hot in this studio, man. Look at this. Look at that. I'm turning it down. Turn it down. I'm sweating in here. Maybe it's these things. They just warm you right up. So Dirt Days is happening. A couple interesting things about Dirt Days. One, MTB NorCal's first event of this nature was last year, Dirt Days. We did a big video on that one. If you haven't seen that one, it's a really cool event. One of the things I would compare it to is a small-scale Sedona, because since then, I have been to Sedona several times, twice for that fact of point, and I've also been to Sea Otter. So I have some events to compare it to. So in this particular case, I would say that the Dirt Days event is a smaller scale Sedona, meaning that it's very easy to get out and ride, and that's what it's all about. Like, there's going to be group rides organized. There's going to be vendors right there for you to jump in and talk to. Tons of bike demos going on, but the trails are right there, and that's one of the things that Sea Otter's lacking, because they have the race stuff, but that's not. I wasn't going to do any race stuff, so they have trails, but as everyone basically said, that none of the trails are good. I don't know if that's true or not. I didn't ride any of the trails. I could not attest to that. But what I will say is that in Nevada City, you can go right from the festival, jump on your bike, and then hit a trail, run right back up, hoot, and then you're back at it again. That's one of the things I really like about that. And that's one of the reasons why I like Sedona also, is that when you go to Sedona, it's all about riding. You could go to the festival, but most people are out riding in the morning and whatever. And if the weather's perfect, like it was in November and not in March, then you can just be riding all day long, come back to the festival, check out the film festival. I keep saying festival too many times. Come back to the event and then the film festival. Yeah, you could do all that stuff. And so Sedona is incredible for that. It was really like fun. It's more of a party. And Sea Otter is very much industry from what I could tell. Like, and it was also really cool for its own right. But I spent a lot of time walking around, talking to people, things like that, networking. And that was indispensable. No, invaluable, meaning it was very valuable. It was a good experience. Got to hang out with Brian. DeGonger was there. A lot of other people. Jay was there. Got to hang out with Normal MTBer for a little bit, who's an incredible content creator. I'm sure all of you guys are following Normal MTBer. He's absolutely been blowing up on the old social media. I had talked to him at Sea Otter, and I was like, dude, the fact that you hit 60,000 is crazy. I looked later that night. He was at 74,000. Like, that's how fast he's growing. So it's like, he's been doing an incredible job on the old social medias. He's knocking it out of the park, and he was a pleasure to hang out with and talk to. Really cool dude, man. He gets it. He gets it. He's a much better rider than me. Let's just lay that right there out on the table, shall we? Yeah, we should. What are you doing crashing on Hoot? Hold on. I've made a horrible mistake. The LaCroix is full of carbonation. Why don't you guys tell me that? Normally I just drink water. Now I'm just coming right through with it. So Dirt Days is coming up on May 7th. Ton of vendors. There's going to be a lot more promotion happening very soon. We'll be putting out information on it. And if you guys want to lock down demos, I think they're just doing it first come, first serve. But there's a ton of companies out there. So if you can make it up to Nevada City, make it up to Nevada City. It's going to be a hell of a time. I'll be there. We're going to have a lot of crew out there. It's just going to be awesome. MTB NorCal. Yeah. Well, the good Joe's in here. The good Joe. Yeah, the smarter than me Joe. He's here with the creepiest beard in history. There he is. Trail Features is in here. Thank you for the $5, man. Yes, I haven't quite got the thesaurus out to figure out all the meanings to my words, but they're all there. So Joe is here. Thank you, man, for the $5 donation. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys, everybody, for being here in chat tonight on this random Tuesday night. You know, I was thinking about it this morning, and I was like, you know what? It sounds like a good idea to do a chat. There's so many events coming up that I figure we should cover some of them. And then if there's anything going on, any questions, you guys are welcome to ask. We're just going to cover a few things tonight. So in addition to the live broadcast going on at Crooked Lane on Cinco de Mayo, get juiced for that. That's going to be fun, and the hijinks are going to ensue. There's also an autism awareness event happening at Granite Bay, which I thought was interesting. They reached out to me, Trail Wolves, and some of the other guys involved. And I unfortunately can't make it because I'm going to be in I'm going to be in Prescott that weekend. But they're doing an autism awareness event at Granite Bay, so that's really cool. Again, it's like the community coming together to donate to a great cause. Be there, no questions asked. Happy to do it. So I want to help promote that if I can and get people involved with that. So that's going to be cool. In addition to that, God, there's so much going on. In addition to that, there's going to be a bike park event that I'm going to MC at the Fair Oaks Bike Park on May 15th. So on May 15th, I'll be out at the Fair Oaks Bike Park. I've done it once before, but I didn't actually talk about it at all. I don't think I even did anything on social media for it. But we're going to be not broadcasting live, but I'm going to be the MC for the Kids Bike Fest, which you say to yourself, hey, Colorado, like, I thought you're not supposed to go within 100 yards of kids. And I said, look, you watch your goddamn mouth. I mean, they're not going to know who I am. You know? What do they know? They don't follow me. My age range, and if you look at my statistics, is like 30 to 50, you know? They don't know who I am. It's fine. We'll be fine. I'll sneak right in, sneak right out. It's fine. Everything's fine. So that's going on. Mega Tower. What do they do? Do they change anything, Jay? To the Mega Tower? Are all these companies just making incremental upgrades and making you pay $10,000? Somebody said the frame for the Mega Tower is going to be almost $5,000. It's like 4,700 something, isn't it? Just for the frame? What the hell is going on? We've lost our minds. We've lost our minds, everybody. That's why Joe Trail Features needs to just get us all back on track with budget price bikes, because we've lost it. We're losing our minds in this industry. I'm here to say it. I'm here to say it. When you're charging $13,000 for an e-bike, get out of here. I still want one. Speaking of which, here's another fun thing that's coming up. Okay, do you guys remember and again, if you guys have questions in chat, just ask. I'll get to it. Don't worry. I'll work it in naturally, right? Really organically into the conversation. Here's another cool thing that's coming up for the Colorado Kid. I'm super pumped about it. This is one of my favorite things I've ever done on a bike, and we're doing it again, baby. We're doing it again. So we have organized a crew of, why do I have this in my hand still? I'm not writing anything down. We have organized a crew for Downeyville. Okay, great, Downeyville. We've ridden Downeyville. I made a cool Downeyville video. Whoop-de-doo. We're renting e-bikes all weekend, man. We're going to get into some proper backcountry adventures out in Downeyville, and I cannot be more excited. I love, like I've said it before, and I'll say it again, the idea of adventure rides is one of the funnest things to me. Getting out there and seeing something new and getting into some hijinks. The last time we did this, we were 35 miles, like almost 7,000 feet, all backcountry riding. We came back with one bar on the bike left. Oh, baby. It was so fun. So we have booked a weekend. We're going to be up in Downeyville. And we're just going to be going crazy, man. It's going to be so fun. Like, I'm really excited about it. So one of the guys, Jeremy, he's gone to the dark side, if you will. He's actually bought an e-bike. We're all going to rent him. So it turns out Downeyville Outfitters is now renting Santa Cruz stuff. So we're going to be probably getting, I think I'm getting, what's the one? They got the Bullet and then the, crap. What's the other one they have? It's a Bullet and something else. You guys in chat will correct me. You guys know. You guys are mountain bike nerds. You guys correct me. But yeah, we're going to rent Santa Cruz e-bikes, and we're going to go do some backcountry rides. So not the traditional Downeyville downhill that we all know and love, even though we will probably do one of those runs Sunday. The rumor is that we're going to do a backcountry adventure on Saturday, and then we're going to do tower to town on Sunday. So it's going to be one mighty epic weekend. I'm just like, thinking like a mountain biker's trip out. That's going to be like, I'm so excited for it. You barely get cell signal up there. But I don't know if I'm going to I got to bring camera gear, right? It's going to be too good. Like, it's just, it's going to be too fun. So I will figure that out. I will figure it out. Anybody else in chat know the other name of their bikes? YT Izzo. No e-bike. I don't have an e-bike. I've got the Yeti, and the SB55 is great. I rode, what the hell, the Forbidden Druid out in Sedona. So I need your guys' help. Describing that bike, because what do I know about bikes? Like, I rode the bike and it felt like a bike. I will say it handled everything in Sedona incredibly, but I don't know, like, the intricacies. That's why I'm going to bring in some experts when I make the video on that bike, okay? Trust me, I will. All right, stand up. Well, you guys answer my question. You guys answer my question in chat. I'm going to answer somebody else's question, and then we'll just have a round robin of questioning, okay? It's going to be some sort of like an inquisition, just not a Spanish inquisition. No, that's probably not good a call. All right. Does Mr. Colorado Kid have a new bike on the horizon? Saw you demo some in Sedona. No, I don't. Unless somebody gives me one for free. No, it's the SV55 is good, man. It just feels good. It rides good. I like the Druid a lot. Would it convince me I need to spend thousands? No, but it was a really good bike, and I couldn't have done it without Spartan Rides. I'll tell you, they came to the rescue. It was pretty incredible that they reached out, and Henry, who is War Within MTB, he reached out and he said, hey, look, I was riding with Paul. He said you were looking at getting a bike, because I was coming right off a work trip again. It's the same thing I'm doing for this Prescott thing. I basically like flew in, flew out like this. So I was like, I don't want to worry about packing the bike. I just need to like, hopefully just get out there. And so he's like, I can get you a bike. We got a Forbidden Druid. Just don't talk about it. We're not talking about our fleet just yet. I was like, dude, you're saving my life, because this makes it so much easier is what it was. So they reached out. I got it dialed in. They even brought it up to Sedona for me. And I was like, you don't have to do any of that. But they were rolling up there to ride anyway. So it was so cool how I was trying not to inconvenience them in any way possible. But they were just so hospitable. And that's been my experience with Spartan Rides in Arizona as a whole. If you guys have ever had any experience with this company, incredible. If you're ever in Arizona, just don't bring your bike. Go rent from them and support them, because like basically like I've had a similar experience in the past where I was still new to the riding game. I come out there for spring training to do some radio coverage for the A's. For the A's, we do the broadcast for the A's for spring training. And I reached out. I was like, hey, I'm going to be out there. I don't know anything about the trails. Like, I don't know. I need a bike, but like, what should I do? And they're like, just meet us here. And so they just like, actually, no, that's not true. His wife picked me up, a complete stranger. All right. At this time, I had a glorious beard, so I wasn't as creepy. But she picked me up with the bike, took me to the trailhead, and dropped me off. And like, hey, you just head up that way. You're going to have a blast. So above and beyond, it's always been my experience with that company. And I'm always happy to share information about companies that are doing it right. And so there's been a lot of good experiences, and especially with Spartan. They went out of their way to get me that Forbidden Druid. And it was so cool, man. And Will was here also. And Will was just like, I was like, dude, you don't have to like meet me, but he just came and picked up the bike from me and everything. Just like, those guys are so rad, man. Everybody involved out there. The Arizona riders are amazing. All right. There's NorCal, and then there's Arizona. Everybody else, you guys are pricks. Okay. No, just kidding. Don't yell at me. But yeah, we'll see. All right, hold on. I'm catching up. Yeah, bubbles out of the pipe. 100%. Look at my saddle, by the way. This is my old saddle. Okay. It still worked like a champ. Wait, I got to cover my face. Look at this thing. Little wear and tear. So I've taken the WTB off the bike, if you guys didn't see, and I've now got the Ergon. They had me I was at Sea Otter, and they had me sit down on something, and they measured my butt muscles, and they said, look, man, you're firm. Okay. Here's what you need. So they gave me like a large, a medium to large. So that tells me I'm doing something right. Now, the preliminary reports on that saddle, little taint soreness after the last 2 rides. Not going to lie. I got to reposition the saddle a little bit. I'm going to go from here to here. I'm going to reposition it a little bit, but I got to break it in. Maybe that's what it is. Got to break it in. It does feel really good. The saddle feels good. It's got a fart valve and everything. If you guys haven't seen the stories on Instagram, I apologize. You have no clue what I'm talking about. But there you go. God, I'm just, here's what happens. I try to keep up with chat, but then I start rambling, right? You know how it goes. Look, you know how it goes. Let's talk mountain biking. Do you want a Mega Tower? Mega Tower is going full 29er too, right? Is that what it is? What do you get when you hang out with me and my beard and the Colorado kid and his mustache? You don't get to go near any schools or playgrounds. Facts have been said here. Facts have been said. And then also it's confusing because people are like, hey, Joe. And we both look. It's just one of those situations. So it's probably best we don't. Although I do want to get back into Denver. I have friends out there. And next time I do, Joe, we're hanging out. Last time I was in Colorado, I was on the other side of Colorado, the drier side. You know how that went. A gravel e-bike. Jeez. The Heckler, yeah. So I don't remember if I'm getting the Heckler or the Bullet. I think I'm getting the Heckler. Oh, Brian Gong says the 160E. That thing is one piece of sexitude, man. It looks really good. It really does. And I really do want a bike, an e-bike, and I don't need it as a daily driver. I know people like, whatever. I want to go on those backcountry adventures. I like the idea of that so much, man. I really do. Okay. How are the wounds healing up? Keep catching a glimpse. Yeah, it's this is still hurts. It still hurts. But the rest of my body, like up through here, and then the leg and stuff, it's pretty much healed. There's still bruising and stuff, but it's fine. The shoulder was what kind of bothered me for a second because I had talked about it earlier. When I crashed, I fell arms out like this, and it kind of like that was what was hurting. So putting the bike back in the truck and stuff hurt. Like it hurt. But it's back now. I feel like it's feeling okay. And nothing permanent, which is nice. In fact, the day after, my neck was hurting and stuff too. So I fell in a weird way. No contact to the head. I'm sure you guys are like, damn. But yeah, I'm still here. I'm still thinking halfway is normal. So it's fine. But yeah, I'm feeling okay. I'm healing up just fine. I think all of us had those dumb crashes. Nothing super major. I'd like to say that I did it sending it, but I didn't. It wasn't that. It's not what it was. It was just a simple slip out with gravel. Maybe if I would have had a gravel bike and spent $4,000 on that, then I would have been in good shape, huh? How about that? I thought about the idea for a skit, by the way. It's like the idea that like somebody goes into a mountain bike shop and you've got the attendant, right? Or the shop mechanic or whoever is sitting there. And you come in as a new rider and you're like, look, hey, I saw everybody mountain biking. I'm thinking about getting into mountain biking. What would I need? And they're like, well, what kind of trails do you want to ride? I don't know. I just kind of like the idea of riding trails. Okay, great. Like, are you going to be riding around rocks? I'm like, yep, there's probably going to be some rocks. Yeah, there's some rocks near my house, And so as they slowly wind down the details of what bike they need, they give them a good trail bike, a 140, 130, whatever it is. And it's like, oh, this is perfect. This is going to basically tackle everything. And then you can grow into it and all this stuff. And be like, this is great. Perfect. Perfect. How much is it going to be? Oh, here it is, only $7,000. Oh, that's a little high, but if it's a bike that's going to do everything, I'm happy to pay the price. You know, that's why that's a good investment. You know, it'll do everything. And then you go and you pay the money and you walk out of the store with the bike and you go, hey, look, by the way, there's a trail near my house. It's just a gravel road. Like, do you think this will be okay? He'd be like, no, you need to go buy a gravel bike for that, dummy. And then he charges them another $4,000. What do you guys think? Does it got legs? I could flesh it out. Or did I just give you some gold? I shouldn't tell. This is what you're here for live streams. You get behind the scenes stuff, all right? Maybe I'll work on that now, and I'll really tighten it up. Really tighten up the screws on that one. Oh, my God. All right, let me catch up on chat here. My wife is watching. Oh, I tell her I apologize. We are happy to have you guys over for a barbecue one time. There will be more Colorado barbecues in the future. If you guys ever follow me on the old Instagram, which you guys do, you know that I'm a barbecue aficionado, and we had a bunch of people over a couple of weeks ago. Jay couldn't make it. He was riding X-Checker, and his car broke down and all this stuff, but BKC was here, and Kyle, and a bunch of other people, Todd the Saw. I just cooked a ton of meat, man. I had like 16 pounds of brisket, 10 pounds of pork butt, like 3 to 6 racks. I think I did 6 racks of ribs, chickens, hot links. It was just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. That was just a normal barbecue for me. And Vince brought some cigars. Oh, it was great. I'm excited for it. I like barbecuing. I got to clean up the backyard. There's so much work I got to do back here. I got to hire a company to do it. Anybody got any landscaping contacts that they will do it for mentions? You know what I mean? Because it's, wait, I want to, crickets. Wow, look how dark it is out. That's really creepy. Okay, we're back. We're back. Yeah, it's really creepy out there right now. I don't know why. Yeah, exactly. I know. Yeah. How was it, Brian? By the way, you should give us your full unequivocal review of the e-mountain bike. It's super fun, dude. It's just nothing. They're all going to be e-bikes soon. Brian Kennedy called it years ago. He's like, every bike's going to be an e-bike at some point. Yep. Okay, hold on. Spartan is 5 minutes away from my house. I stopped by just to hang out. Great group. Yeah, they are really rad, man. It's so cool. Yeah, I mean, again, like, I like the idea of trying new bikes. I don't often get a chance to do it because I've said it before and I say it again, I don't like waiting in lines. So Dirt Days is a good chance to do that because they're not as packed. You know, there's gonna be a lot of people there, but you guys can run through bikes. I have yet to have a riding experience that completely convinces me that I need a new bike. Like, I've ridden Gorilla Gravity, I've ridden a little bit of Specialized, I've ridden the Forbidden Druid, all handled everything amazingly. Like, I will say this. Now, this may be unpreparitude on my part, but going into Highline last year at Sedona in November, I did not tackle everything. I walked several sections, but a part of me thinks that was because it was the first ride of the trip. I was feeling a little uncomfortable with some of the features, and I didn't really have eyes on them. And so when you walk them, you're like, okay, well, everybody's here. They're all right. Let me just keep going. Right. That being said, I ran into Chris, one of the guys, Chris, here, who's a Northern California rider. Him and his, I don't know if it's wife, I think it's his wife or girlfriend, Ileana, they were out there. And I was like, hey, I'm going out Sunday to go ride Highline because I really wanted to get some redemption. He's like, let's go. So we went out to ride Highline, and I tackled it on the Druid, and boy, oh boy, did it feel comfy. Just felt just comfy. Is that a technical term? That comfy? Is it? Yeah, that'll sell well with all the hardcore mountain bike bros. If I was to make a review that was like that, where I was like, you know, this bike, it feels really comfy, and it's squishy at times, and then it's firm at others. You know, it's really good, you know? They would eat me alive. And now I kind of want to do it just to screw with them as a troll. It brings me to a secondary point before we get back to my main point. In a reel I did once where it was like what mountain bikers do, you know, like that. You guys remember the Italian one? Where it's like, you got to have the valve stem and the logo lined up. I purposely left the back wheel, or was it the front wheel, misaligned, just to troll people. And plenty of people in the comments were like, you know, the front one's not lined up right, dumbass. And all I was thinking in my head was like, yeah, I did that on purpose, idiot. I've said it before and I'll say it again. One of my favorite things is to mildly annoy people. Not like purposely like get right in their face and annoy them, but annoy them when they don't know they're being annoyed. You know, it's like, it's kind of the best thing you could do. It's really, I really take pride and joy in it. So these are the things that I do with my spare time. How is your day going? All right. We're catching up. Shout out to Seth. Grand opening of Burn Peak. Is it really? Wow, I didn't know that. That's amazing, man. That guy's a maniac. I got a chance to talk to him in Sedona a little bit. Very focused. I especially spent a lot of time with Eric Porter. He was so cool, man. He with kids were shredding. They just got new bikes and stuff. So it was really cool to sit down and talk with Eric Porter for a little bit. Somebody I just didn't know like a ton about, but he's obviously like got such a great vibe, such a great personality, so positive. It was really cool talking to him out at Sedona. I ran into Kyle and April also, which is surprising they knew who I was, but they're more important than me. It's very obvious. But we've been meeting so many people between Sea Otter and Sedona and all that stuff. It's been a great experience. Anyways, I rode Highline. I'm back to the main point. You see, I tie it all together, everybody. This is why you come here, right? Because I got it all. Riding Highline with the Forbidden Druid, it just ate it up, man. And I tackled every feature that I walked easily. I just felt comfortable on it. All of it felt good, man. I just felt so stoked after that it's like, man, it all came together. And so I've got that video that I was working on. I'm not sure how to like play that out yet, because it's like, do I do a redemption video or do I just tie it into the review video of the Druid, or do I just make one kind of like monster, like not a long video, but like just like a blend of genres? I don't know how to play it yet, but I've got all that footage and I got some cool drone shots too. So that's all in the works. No, I haven't crashed with the Ergon yet. Ergon's good, man. It is really good. The fart port is working perfectly. I can attest to that. No, it's good. The problem is I've got the seat. I've noticed, and it's like sometimes you just got to get on it and ride and feel it. And so I've got a couple rides in. I'm going to try to get out tomorrow and get some more riding in before I get out to this race. But the seat needs to come down a little bit, and that's on me. I left the bike out purposely tonight so I can adjust it. I got to remember to do that, but I will. Will the Joey MTB podcast be back? Talk to Paul the punter. All right, he's the guy who runs the whole damn thing. He invites me on to be a co-host, and then he just kills the thing. You know. He's missing out. Top tier talent right here. Okay. And they're missing out. So maybe I should start my own podcast. Now, what would I talk about? Would I do if I did a podcast, it would have to be not live, because if it was like, okay, so it'd have to be like here's my premise for a podcast that I thought, but I just don't like, again, like what would I talk about other than like maybe event stuff and like whatever. I'm not super knowledgeable in the industry, you know, like I don't know the changes the Mega Tower has on it. And I don't really care all that much, to be completely honest with you guys. Like, I'm sure it changes a thing. But will it make you, I don't know. I'm still up in the air about some of the choices in the industry. But I don't know. I thought it'd be like a short form, because the 2-hour podcast for me personally takes me forever to get through them. But if I can like ingest a 30-minute thing, like it seems quicker. I can hit it. Like that's where I was leading. If I was to do it, I'd probably do shorter form, like versus the 2-hour plus long ones, which I know I do on the Fireside Chats, but I also don't upload those as podcasts because I just haven't done it yet. I don't know. I'm sure there might be a market. You guys can tell me, like I should, but I think a big part of that is the visual, right? Like the sound of the fire and stuff isn't really going to come through. I think it's still information if I was to put it in audio form, but to me, the visual aspect of the Fireside Chat is what makes it so good. Like, so, and then plus if you had to listen to us eating s'mores and stuff, like, I don't know how people would handle that. I don't think they really care. There wouldn't be a big audience, but it is what it is. Okay. I know. Yeah, Mr. Percussive can ride his bike down anything. There's no question about it. Okay, hold on. This is a great skit. Okay, yeah, so that's something that we could do. I could definitely film that. That could be a YouTube video also, because a lot of the stuff I've been doing lately is on the old IG and TikTok, but yeah, YouTube, I got to start putting more skits on YouTube. In fact, the video that I did, the one where I crashed and did that one I showed you guys earlier, if you guys are here, it's almost at 300,000 views within a week. It's going bonkers. It's going really well. I took one for the team. I put it on, the video before that, when I dressed up as the wife in the garage, you guys remember that? I put that on YouTube. It's going bonkers on YouTube. It's been like doing really well for me there. So as a short. So who knows? I mean, the bottom line is you look at how Bobo's doing and really like specializing in skit stuff. I like putting together the long form videos too, but I think having a blend of the both is going to be like advantageous to me, like being able to put stuff out a little bit quicker. Something to think about. Yeah. Aaron wants an e-bike for trail building and testing. Yeah, because then you can get up and out and you don't have to worry about that Rokon dying on you and the shitty turn radius of it. It's like, if you guys haven't watched the latest videos from BCPOV and even some of my videos and all that stuff with the Rokon, that thing's incredible. But boy, oh boy, is it hard to turn around. That thing is heavy. I got on a mighty adventure last time we were at Everstoke. Jay just released a video about Everstoke. But last time we were out there, I was riding up the trail, and I had several points where I couldn't turn that thing around. It took me 20 minutes to get that thing flipped around and back on the trail and back to civilization. So much so, then instead of coming back down the trail, I just rode the thing through the forest, and I'm just getting eaten up by bushes. Like, I came home and the wife's like, "What happened to you?" I was like, "I was just riding through. I just needed to get back to camp. I was just running low on patience, and I was so tired. We'd already worked all day, and it was like the day was coming to a close, and I was lifting this 400-pound thing around, like trying to flip it. It was just a mighty adventure, a mighty adventure. Oh boy, Fabio, yeah, I just told the Downeyville story. If you didn't hear the Downeyville story, let me know. I'll tell it again. Yeah, Eric is really cool. Yeah, Seth, I didn't want to, you know what? When it came to Seth, I was like, I didn't want to occupy any more of his time than I had to. I basically just said, "Hey, how's it going?" I was like, I didn't want to bother the guy. Like, you know, just like if he initiated a conversation with me, great. There's been plenty of people I've worked with in the industry, like not necessarily mountain biking, but in radio and stuff like that I just didn't, I knew that they were so busy, there was no point in bothering them. And if they wanted to engage conversation, great. But I've worked with like Tom Sullivan, who went to network radio and things like that. And he was always branded as very intense in the radio studio. You know, everybody's like, "Don't go in the studio when he's in there. Don't do anything." And then we had a technical issue one time. I walked in. He was totally fine. He's like, "Yeah, come on in. Just, you know, whatever." Helped him fix it. Great. That was it. Got out. That was it. Didn't try to hold up his time any more than he needed it. And as a result, I can read the room pretty well. So with Seth, it's the same situation. Unless he said, "Hey, Colorado," then I would have really started talking about myself, you know. But he didn't. So I just said, "Hey, good to see you, man." Like, whatever. Made a comment about Paul and then went and talked to Eric. And so Seth is an amazing guy. He's very focused, but he's so busy. I don't want to waste his time. If he wants to have a conversation, he'll engage it. I'll talk. Most of you guys, however, I know you got nothing going on, so I'll just talk to you guys all day long, right? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Brian Gong knows what I'm talking about. By the way, Paul the Punter, speaking of, he's not in here yet, but Paul the Punter is, he just FaceTimes you out of nowhere, by the way. Who does this? You imagine all those videos where they talk about the future and we're all video chatting with each other. That's not how it works. Nobody video chats each other because it's still like very personal. Paul Punter doesn't care. He calls me last night at 8 or 9 o'clock. I'm making a tuna salad sandwich, just coming back for a ride. And then we have a 30-minute conversation via FaceTime. Paul always cracks me up. I love Paul. And I love that he full on FaceTimes people randomly. Like normally it's like, you know what it's like? It's like when you knock on someone's door and you just show up and you're like, "What the hell are you doing here, man?" That's a bit what FaceTime's like, isn't it? In video chat, it's like if somebody just video chats you out of the blue without planning it, don't you guys feel like somebody just showed up at your door? Would you agree? I don't know. But Paul's welcome to do it anytime. And realistically, anybody that has my number could. Whether or not I'll answer, who knows? But Paul's always good for a chuckle, you know? It's just what I thought. Hey, Ryan, my best life's in here. What the hell's going on? Cindy, Rich, good to see you, buddy. War Within. Yes, I was talking about you earlier, man. You're going to have to rewind it and watch it later. I gave you compliments. But now you're going to have to go back. I'm not going to do it again, you idiot. Sorry, everybody. I got out of hand real fast. I'm trying to catch up on chat. You guys are amazing. You know, one of the things I like about doing these live streams, and I've said it before, is it gives us a chance to hang out, and it gives me a chance to talk with you guys, because, you know, you guys always message me on Instagram and stuff like that, too, and we have conversations. But this is fun, because you oftentimes, like, find that the chat is very active. You guys are hanging out, talking to each other, making jokes, ragging on me. This is fun, man. I really like it, which is one of the reasons why I like doing the live stuff so good. Like, for example, the broadcast we're going to do at Crooked Lane Brewing coming up on Cinco de Mayo, for those of you guys that are local, should come out. You can heckle me. You can do all that stuff. It's pretty fun. And I like the idea of doing like a, here's my premise. You guys want to hear it? Why did I get a LaCroix? God, there's carbonation in this thing. It's terrible. What an awful idea. Here's my idea, is like taking a brewery tour across the country, or like maybe just locally for starters. If I could somehow get it lined up that I could go to different cities and broadcast from breweries and interview local writers and stuff like that. I love the idea of it. The execution and the timing and all that stuff is much harder in terms of like having the time to do it and the money and all that stuff. But with the Crooked Lane Brewing, it's local. We can get local writers to come by. But imagine going to Denver and Joe and I go to a local spot. Like, I know what you got, the Adventure or whatever it was, non-alcoholic beer. There was a company out of Sea Otter that had a non-alcoholic beer that was pretty damn good too. But I like the idea of like going out to a brewery or something like that. It doesn't have to be a brewery. It could be a coffee shop, whatever, and just talk to local writers and broadcast live, do a multi-camera setup like the Fireside. And that could be like the summertime Colorado broadcast, right? Where it's not every week, it's not whatever, but when we schedule them, they're super fun, they're super unique, and that could be pretty fun. Because now, when it's still light out at 8 o'clock, it's the fireside chat season's over pretty much. You know, it's got like, to me, the lighting is what really makes it. So the winter broadcast for fireside, that's like, that season is over. I'm going to call next time when we unveil the next fireside chat, it's going to be season 2. You know, I'm going to be real trendy about it. And then we'll open up with a big hitter, you know, we'll really figure that out. But I think fireside's done for the season, unless you guys decide that doing it like starting at like 9 o'clock is viable. But I feel like that's a late live stream, especially for anybody on the East Coast or anything like that. Just a thought. You guys can tell me how that goes. Yeah, let's see. Live stream guru in the shed. Yes, Semi-Cindy is incredible, by the way. This is a guy who, I don't even remember how I found his videos, but like we all ended up in the same Slack group, and we oftentimes like the sheer production quality. I'm not gonna lie, Rich. Okay, here's the God's honest truth. All right, when I started shifting my position in terms of content creation from like FPV, just doing straight up GoPro footage, to everything else, I always looked around for other creators, right? And I like to do this still. I like to scan the internets, the YouTubes. And it's not necessarily mountain bike creators in particular, but I like to find other creators and see what they're doing visually and their shots and how they're executing. And then I try to mimic that, or I try to like get inspiration from it. And so I remember specifically like cruising through one day and I was like, what is this? Like, who's this guy? Who's this guy? He's got more subscribers than me. I don't appreciate this. So I click on his videos. Insane production quality. I was like, what the hell is this guy doing with 1,500 subscribers or whatever? Like, what is going on here? This is also how I have to assume that most people react to my channel, right? But I'm sitting there and I'm looking at his channel and I'm just like, good God, man, this guy is ridiculous. And so, you know, I start watching the videos and I've been following him ever since, for a while angrily, because I'm like, this video is too good. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate him trying to show me up. So as a result, I kind of like stepped up my production game. So Rich, you had a little bit of an incremental role in just pushing the anger. And I was just like, I don't like it. I don't like this guy. I don't like his face. I want to punch it. Okay, I didn't go that far. But I was like, it was good because I was like, look at the production quality. I was like, man, I got to step it up. What the hell's going on here? So sometimes like having those motivational factors is good. Like you got to have something to drive you. And sometimes like for me, it's not petty, but it's like, I love seeing what other people do. And I'm like, man, I want to try that. Like that's what always has kind of driven me in video production stuff, is like playing around with shots. And there's a reason why I learned kind of like faster. So it was fun because I was able to do that. Okay, I'm catching up. Oh, yeah, you got to ride with Eric Porter. Dude, he's awesome. His kids are super rad. They're all shredding. They're out snowboarding. They do all kinds of stuff. They're just living the family dream, aren't they? Living the family dream. Rafi, thank you, man. Yeah, the videos have been good, man. I've been practicing. I'm getting good at the production stuff. I've been just trying to learn. And oftentimes it's just figuring it out as I go, which is the biggest detriment I've had in YouTube success thus far, is the fact that I shoot and ask questions later versus like planning ahead of time. If I can really fine tune that, I think there's a lot of potential, and I really need to do that more, because oftentimes, again, I go to a place, I wing it, I shoot it, and it comes out fun. But I gotta also have some planning. Like smart people like Joe and Rich and all these guys, they'll have their thumbnails and titles and premise of the videos already planned out. Then all they got to do is shoot it. Like it's harder to do it when you don't know what the hell you're doing. So that's my biggest thing that I need to work on. No question about it. I'll admit to it as we speak right here, right now. Yeah, YouTube skits. I gotta get down on that. I've got a bunch of stuff in my head. You should see, like, let me see if I can show you. Stand by, because this is what I do. And this is basically like, this is what I do, because otherwise I'll forget something. So I have this, and then basically like, these are ideas. I'm not kidding you guys. I'm not kidding you. Like this is the stuff this is a whole sheet full of stuff. Can I read to you guys a few? Hold on. This is my recent one. Okay, you guys are here for the live stream. I'm going to give you some behind the scenes stuff. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to do this. This will be a better YouTube premise. Okay, but you guys are ready for this? This is so stupid. Okay, imagine this if you will. Imagine this if you will. A mad scientist. Okay. A mad scientist, and we could frame this mad scientist in it could be a hiker, he could be a equestrian, or he could be a road biker. Okay, you guys could pick. You could help define this skit. But he's a mad scientist, and what he's done is he has successfully, and I don't know how the other part of this, I haven't fleshed this out yet. He has successfully blended the DNA of poison oak and an internet troll into one new species of poison oak, and this poison oak only grows into the trail just ever so slightly. just so as you ride down the trail, brushes right against you. That's his evil invention, okay? The world will never know. I apologize in advance for that, but there you go. You get a little insight into the head of the Colorado kid. You get a little behind the scenes. That's what you're here for, right? So stupid. And then you wonder why I don't have any subscribers on YouTube. Good God, man. Who would watch that? Marvel stuff's going on. I really like the idea of this one. The mountain bike multiverse. Think about it. Think about it. Those are two gems, all right? I don't want Rich over here stealing and getting better views than me, all right? Rich, you stay out of those ideas. I don't appreciate you trying to steal them. I know you're going to. All right, hold on. I got to catch. What the hell? Where's my chat? All right, we're back. We're back. Okay, look. Sorry, Rich is semi-sendy. Semi-sendy's incredible. He better not have left. I gave him all these compliments. He better, if he left, I'm going to be so pissed off. It's going to be unbelievable. Paul Punter's in here. Wow, he is here. Good to see you, buddy. Fabio, thank you for the $10 donation. Sorry, I'm a little behind. For whatever reason, the chat in my streaming software is a little off from here. Fabio, thank you for the $10 donation, man. I appreciate it. You didn't even write anything in the chat. If you want to know about the Downeyville stuff, let me know. We talked about it earlier. I'm going to be going on some mighty adventures. Yes, thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it. That's going towards the live stream fund, and there's going to be a lot of interesting stuff going on. I'm going to be doing that live stream out at Crooked Lane Brewing on Cinco de Mayo, so I got to get the multi-cam camera setup going, the mics, and we're going to have a hell of a time. So it's going to be awesome. It's okay. Like, people that don't drink beer, like, let's make mocktails. Let's make non-alcoholic beer. I don't care either way. I don't feel like I need to pressure anybody to drink. If people are there, like, drinking, but whatever. BKC doesn't drink. We just hung out and just talked. It was all good. So it doesn't matter to me. And actually, I tried one. It was actually pretty tasty. Should cut down the calories anyways, man. Let's be honest. Chase, thank you. Says, always appreciate the humor. Thank you, man. It's pure tomfoolery. Rich, Rich is semi-sendy. If he left and he didn't hear all those compliments, I want you guys to message him later and tell him his videos suck. All right? Justin Nemi would be incredible. I actually had another idea, and I might have forgot I needed to write down for Justin Nemi and Bike Some to be a part of. But that'll be fun. Yeah. Evil poison. Now I'm catching up on your guys' chat. There he is. Oh, my God. Yes. It's so good, dude. The stupid ideas that come into my head. And this is as I'm riding. So oftentimes I'll stop. And then you guys wonder why I'm not incredibly physically fit. Because oftentimes I'm stopping on the trail to film something. Something pops in my head. Or I just make a note of it. And that's how all these ideas, somebody was asking me where all these ideas come from. It's just that. It's they just pop in and I try to make a note of it and figure out how to execute it pretty quick. That's what we do. I know, we do need more Kyle. He's been screwing around in his backyard playing with his remote control truck like a dork. Don't tell him I said that. Okay, I don't want to hurt his feelings. He might be in here. Let's not. Yeah. Wow. I'm trying to catch up on chat, you guys. Here we go. We're here. Multiverse is a great idea. The funniest part would be if it was a multiverse involving only me, right? Like I don't know if you guys remember one of the early videos I did was like the 200 subscriber update or something like that, where I time traveled and I told myself that I was going to be an incredible success. Like, that was fun to put together. Think of that like on a whole nother level, like different versions of me coming through. Oh man, it would be a lot to film, but it's stupid enough to not work. Like, nobody will watch it, but like, I don't know. I think it'd be fun to put together. This is again, yeah. I'll figure this all out. Austin, you built a studio for yourself too? Yeah, I mean, this thing is incredible. If you guys need a tour, I did a couple modifications since the last coverage I did, but not a ton has changed. It's still looking really good. It's fun to be broadcasting from here. I have been doing the fireside chats for so long. It's nice to sit down with you guys and chat here live inside the Cali Radio Shack. Thanks, man. Thanks. He needs to grow up and build a drone and airdrop his RC car on the hill and drive it back with FPV. Yeah. Joe's been screwing around with the FPV drone stuff, but here's the thing about the FPV drones. Like, you can't film yourself, and that's all I'm interested in. You know what I mean? You guys know it's true. So there we have it. We've talked about a bunch of events. If you guys have anything particular you guys want to cover, like I said, I'm going to go out to this whiskey off-road event, going in fully blind, no race training whatsoever. I'm just going to get my ass handed to me. It's just going to be bad news all over the place. Oh, my God. And I haven't ridden the new trail in Nevada City, but it's been rad that they've been building it and the fact that they built it so quick. I'd love to get out there. In fact, I went out there Saturday. I brought the bike, I brought the kids, and we were just going to kind of cruise, but the rain was coming down pretty good. So we've also thought ahead and brought fishing poles. So we threw the fishing lines into Scotts Flat Lake. We just hung out, just came up with some games along the shoreline, just hung out for a couple hours, did some hiking in Auburn. We just made it a family day, but I didn't get any riding in. But I would love to. And so Dirt Days is probably when it's going to happen because I'm out of town the next couple weekends. So it's crazy. It's crazy. I can't ride bikes, so filming myself isn't very interesting. Yeah, it's like, that's the thing is you got to get, a definitive footage. You got to get really good stuff, and it's hard to do. As a side note, like, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but if you're just putting like videos of yourself riding and you're cropping a widescreen into this and you're putting it as a reel, it's not going to gain much traction, man. You got to put a little more work into it, everybody. It takes more than that. That's all I'm saying. Where is Kyle? I don't know. He could be sneaking back here somewhere. No, he's not here. The cat's still sleeping in here, though. Yeah. So those are all the things going on. Yeah, the Whiskey Off-Road's coming up. We're going to be doing the live broadcast at Crooked Lane Brewing on Cinco de Mayo, and that's going to be really fun. It's going to be open to anybody. We'll be doing some announcements and stuff, so you guys are the first to know. I don't even know if a lot of you guys are in Phoenix and all over across the globe here, international, right? But, this is going to be a really fun event. And then I'm going to be hosting a kids mountain bike event, and that's going to be at the Fair Oaks Bike Park. So they're going to be raising funds to expand the park, which is cool. We have a bike park here, the Auburn Bike Park, which is recently expanded. They've got a whole jump line and everything now. So we are at the age of the bike park, and we've had to define that before, the difference between like bike park and bike park. These are smaller scale, right? Where you can go out, you could do a couple slaloms, you could do some jump lines, and they're small versus like the bike park where you take a lift or whatever else up. So they're a little bit different in terms of definition, but the whole Northern California region right now is really fighting to get a lot of these pump tracks and things like that built. And from what I've seen, it's been really advantageous for the kids and things like that to get out and just go session. And whenever you go out there, it's just like everybody's out there hanging out. So the more of that is good. It's definitely a good thing. And, you can session with friends. You could just go out there and just get out a couple hours of riding in, and it's pretty fun. So I think that is a really good thing. The age of the bike park is happening as we speak, and it's going to keep growing. It's going to keep growing. I feel like the sport's still growing quite a bit, don't you guys? Like, I feel like when you tell somebody at work that you mountain bike, like, what exactly do they think you do? I don't think they have any clue, I think, like, for example, when you say football or soccer or like basketball or baseball, everybody knows what that is. But I feel like people don't understand what mountain biking is yet, or they still like don't like, oh, that's cool, you go ride in the backyard, or in the backyard, hey, hurdy-gurdy, you good enough to ride in the backyard. But you know what I mean? Like, they don't really understand what we're doing. Like, if you show them a video of like the stuff you ride in Sedona, maybe they get it. Maybe Arizona people get it more because they see that terrain. But you know what I'm saying? They don't understand what we're doing here. So there's still a lot of room for growth. I think we need more affordable bikes before we get to that point, though. Jesus Christ. Joe knows. Joe knows how to get an affordable bike. Mark, thanks for jumping in, buddy. Good to see you. Yeah, I've been hearing about the Rockland. Yeah, in fact, what's his name from the Rockland Bike Coalition, whatever, left a sticker on my truck. All right, that's plagiarism. No, perchalism. No, wait, what's the word? Yeah, but they're actually working on building, and that'd be nice because if they build a concrete pump track, then you don't have to worry about shutting it down every time it rains, which is the problem that Auburn Bike Park runs into, which is the problem Fair Oaks Bike Park runs into. You got to shut everything down when it rains so you don't screw up the trails. Elk Grove Bike Park, all these places. So if you have a concrete pump track, that's pretty rad. I have an interesting thought, and then this is probably wouldn't work in California, and they do this in other places, don't they? They have a couple of these, but in California it wouldn't work because California is basically always nice, but like an indoor bike park, right, with all the wooden features and things like that, and you can move them around and create new features. I think that'd be incredible, and you could do like a subscription service or like a membership fee. So you could just come in and ride whenever you want, but you're paying $25-$50 a month or whatever it is. You can come ride whenever. Now, again, and I know that these things exist. I don't know how their business model is structured. And in California, that wouldn't work very well because it's nice here all the time. We almost have year-round riding. But I thought it would be really cool, especially when it's 100-something degrees out. You can go in an air-conditioned building and just go session. I like the concept, but I think they exist. It just wouldn't work here. Vandalism. There you go. Somebody knows what the hell they're talking about. Certainly not me. TDS Enduro is coming up, and I'm kind of bummed I can't make it. TDS Enduro is interesting because it looks like one big party, And if you guys aren't most of you guys are familiar with the TDS Enduro, it looks absolutely crazy. But like, it also like, it looks bonkers, just like a full frat party atmosphere, which may be a little much for me to handle. I don't know. I do want to get out there. I'm going to be out in Vegas this weekend, unfortunately, so I can't make it out. And then the weekend after that is I'll be in Prescott. And then after that, it's Dirt Days. And then after that, there's a Fair Oaks Bike Park event. And then after that, I've got a Downeyville adventure. And then after that, it's just like literally got a whole month planned already on weekends. They're all screwed up with adventure and fun and all that stuff. So what am I complaining about? Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Like the old Fry's in Roseville, something like that, where there's this huge facility and you could rotate it and you could make it modular and you could do really cool stuff. I don't know if there'd be a market for it though. Like again, like if you made it rad enough, there could be. But like with California, with the year-round riding, we barely get any rain as it speaks. So, but if you had features that just didn't exist anywhere else, there could be potential there. It could be really fun. I don't know. That's just my thought. Yeah, take it easy on LaCroix. I know, exactly. Yeah, Woodward Truckee has one. That's cool. Good old pump tracks. Yeah, absolutely. Can't shut down in their backyard. You get a pair of backyard. I had another idea for a reel, which is totally stupid. I used to say this to my wife every now and then because I saw some guy fishing on the shoreline, and I was like, "Hey, what's your fish fare?" She just started laughing. I was like, "What's your fish fare?" And what if like the fisherman was talking back to the mountain biker, and they just couldn't understand each other? Okay, they're not all winners. Okay, they're not going to all be winners. Look, it's fine. Yeah, just getting out of the heat. I know it could work. So look, I won't hold you guys up all night long. We've been an hour and 20 minutes already. We've covered kind of the topics I want to cover. We're going to make some official announcements. I'll do some posts about the live streams out at the brewery and things like that. I think it's going to be rad. There's a ton of events. Again, Dirt Day's coming up on May 7th. We're going to be promoting that. If you guys are in the area and you're in Nevada City, you got to get up there. It's going to be awesome. I'll be there. I'll be at the Whiskey Off-Road, and that's going to be next weekend. So not this weekend. I'll be riding just one day in Vegas. It's really more of a work trip than anything. And then I'll be going out to Prescott, and I'll be taking a place in that event. So look for me to be doing some hijinks and stuff. And Jay's going to be there with me. We're going to have some fun stuff. And that's all going on. You guys have any questions in here before we call it a night? Because there's a couple things we can cover. I mean, there's plenty of opportunities for questions and hijinks, but it's funny how quickly this turns into an hour and 20 minutes thing. By the way, the third camera outside is looking mighty creepy right now. Look at this. It's almost like Shane, the crashing dad's just outside with a pair of binoculars. That's what I envision here. He's just like watching me and waiting for me to get off the live stream and just to finish me off, because he knows I've been hanging out with BKXC. That's what I envision here. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. Oh God, now I'm terrified. Wait. Nah. Well, I don't know why it's Shane. Shane's like the nicest guy in the world, but I don't know why I said that. There it is. I just put it out there because he's not here. Really, I'm just a little disappointed that Shane's not here. Okay, he's being supportive. He used to be really supportive of this channel prior to the dick beard thing. He used to be really supportive. And now, here we are. Mustache, groomed, ready to broadcast, and doing it live, as always. It's a Tuesday night. What else are you going to do? So those are all the events. I can't think of anything else. I got the new saddle on the bike. I will say, here's an interesting thing. I will say that the wireless shifting, Philadelphia. Yeah, awesome. Good to see you, Kenny. So I will say, okay, so I've done a bunch of bike parts stuff, a lot of changes to the bike. I got a bunch of new parts on the bike, and I've covered it, and I filmed a bunch of stuff. I'm planning on doing like an update video for the bike and show you where it's at and all the changes that I made. But now that I put the wireless shifting on, here's my review, my short review of the wireless shifting. One, the paddle for shifting sucks. It's just awful. Like, does anybody use that thing to like in a good way? Because the downshift feels good, but I have to move my thumb up to upshift. And it doesn't feel natural. I don't like it. So I'm going to have to buy that other thing to make it like a normal shifter, which is what they should have done in the first place. There's a reason why millions of years of bike of evolution have turned into that one shifter, okay? That's millions of years. But that being said, my bike is running quieter than ever. Holy crap, man. It's not just because of the shifting. I've got the Onyx hubs on, and now that I've got the bottom bracket repaired and all that stuff, it's just completely silent. Like, nothing's making a single noise. It's incredible out on the trail, other than me talking. Right? But it's been good. And the shifting's precise, and it's never missed a shift, which is something that my old derailleur, used to always do. I just felt like it was ghost shifting. It was doing all these weird things, and it would make tweaks, and it would just, the next day it would come back. Normal Mountain Biker did a great reel about that once. He's like, hey, how do you fix your derailleur? You bring it into the garage, turn the lights off, and when you wake up the next day, it just works. That's kind of what I always felt like with mine, and it was fine, but I hated the inconsistency. So now it's been incredibly consistent. I love that you can hold it down and it'll double shift. And I think I'm going to program the thing to when you hold it down, it just constantly shifts. I like the idea of that because oftentimes when you're about to come up to a hill, it's pretty convenient just to be able to hold that thing down and you're off to the races, like downshift real fast. And it does it quick and it's quiet and it's been good. Is it again worth the money versus the traditional shifter? I think my derailleur setup and all that, probably debatable, right? Because I don't know that it's worth the additional cost. I can't say that it justifies it. If you could get the other thing for $200 versus $600, go the $200 route. I think mine was just old and beat up, and that's partially due because I hit it on a ton of stuff. All right, not because I crashed, because that's not what I do. Okay, I don't ever crash. Really, I don't even know who would crash these days with the bikes being so good and the head tube angles being with the head tube angles these days. Who even crashes anymore? you know. But anyways, it's been good. I've been enjoying it. I don't like that paddle shifter. Have you guys had experience with that? Dear God. Yeah, okay, you could flip it, but then you have the same problem. You got to reach up. So I'm riding like this, like gripping for dear life. I can shift. Wait, let me go one of these. I could do one of these, and then I got to come up here, right? Like that. And then I just got to go like that. And then you got a thumb war on your hands, you're all of a sudden you're declaring a thumb war on your Eagle Axis drivetrain. Okay. And now it's getting completely out of control. Kudos to you if you get that reference of thumb war. Does people still do thumb wars? The 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare thumb war? Is that why people say they're all thumbs? Is that? No? Okay. All right, let's get back on track. Anyways, it's been good. The bike's running silent, man. It's feeling real good. I got the new Trail 1 bars. I got the Trail 1 grips. I got the new Eagle Axis. So the next step is the brakes. And okay, so we're not going to stop this live stream one bit because now I'm going on a rant, all right? Let me tell you something about customer service. You guys ready for this? Who's in here? We got MTB Allen jumped in, mediocre mountain biker. Rich is still here from Semi Sunday. Rich, what are you doing? Shouldn't you be sleeping, producing excellent videos and not watching this crap? All right, look, here's what it is. Here's what I expect from customer service, okay? And this is maybe Brian Kennedy brought up a great point. We were talking the other day. He's like, customer service is dead. It just doesn't exist anymore. Like the service industry as a whole. Think about going to restaurants and all that stuff. Have you had a good experience? And lately it's like I'm always waiting 20 minutes for the check, or it's always like you could tell nobody wants to be at their jobs anymore. I don't know what the hell happened, but that's where we're at. Anyways, I'm trying to get new brakes, okay? And I've been looking for a while, and I've basically settled on the Hayes Dominion A4s. I do like those. Jay runs them. Justin Nemi runs them, and they said nothing but great things. I felt them on Jay's bike. They feel punchy as hell, and I like the idea of being able to stop on a dime, okay? Maybe in my case, stopping on a quarter, but you know what I mean? Anyways, so I decided to settle on these Hayes Dominion A4s. But here's the problem I have, okay? Now you got to go do all the research yourself on what you need to make it work with your bike. So you got to get the spacers appropriate for the rotors, because I want to get maybe 203 up front, 180 in the back. And the fact that I know this stuff now shows you how much work I put in to learning how to bike, okay? Learning about bikes, okay? Get a 203 up front, 180 in the back. Great, super duper, gang. Now, do I need a couple more millimeters of thickness on the rotor? Probably for stopping power and heat dissipation, but we're not going to go down that road, are we? No, we're not going to go down that road. What we're going to talk about is the spacers you need on the fork and on the frame to get those rotors appropriately sized and all that stuff. Okay, simple question. All right, so I reach out on social media to the Hayes Brakes social media Instagram page. I say, hey, quick question for you. What spacer should I get for this? If I'm going 180 or if I'm going 203 in the back, what do I need to get? And the rep basically says, like, they wait, it's like a week or so, then it finally gets back to me, and they're like, it just depends on your frame. So you should just go find out what your frame needs. Let me ask you guys a question. If you run a business, if you run a company, and they don't care about my business, by the way. If you run a business and somebody asks you a question about your product, you tell them everything they need to know to buy it. In fact, you know what you do? You put it in their goddamn cart. You give them a phone call and you talk them through putting it in their cart and hitting buy. Because as soon as you let them go, they're going to another company, right? Or they're thinking about it. Why let them go? I should have been a salesperson, by the way. But so what they did there is they basically deflected and put it on me, all right? Which is fine because I should know what I'm talking about. But at the same time, what I wanted to hear was, okay, what frame do you have? Oh, this? Okay, here's what we recommend. You need this spacer, you need this spacer. These are the rotors, these are the brake. This is everything you need. Here's what you want to order and go for it. That would be how to execute that process. Instead, and I'm going on a completely stupid rant because none of you guys care about this, but instead what they did was say, like, they put the ball on my court. Like, it just depends on your frame. Okay, I guess I'll do some more research, even though I reached out purposely for a reason. And again, that's me being whatever. Like, I don't know everything about everything. So sometimes I want people to hold my hand. All right, just take it easy. I want you to hold my hand through the precipice. We're gonna walk through the door together, and then we can close the door, and everybody thinks that everything's fine. But look, the relationship's really in trouble. Okay, that's what's happening here. So then I go to Sea Otter. Okay, great, super duper, gang. This is an industry event where you get to talk to people in the industry. I go to the Hayes tent, and I go up to them, and there's a rep there. And I'm looking at the brakes on the wall. They're right there. The A4s, the Dominion A4s. I'm looking at them. I like the black ones. They're looking gorgeous. I said, I'm just looking at them. I'm just like, yeah, I think this is going to be a good fit for my bike. It's going to look great. Guy comes up and says, hey, let me know if you need any help. I was like, I got a question for you. I said, I'm looking at getting the A4s, but I had a question about the spacers and what I need. I'm running an SB55 and all this stuff. Like, secondarily, do you guys have any of these to stock? Like, could I buy these right now? Can I buy all this stuff right now? Like, I need the rotors or whatever else. He's like, oh, no, we don't have any stock at the show. But, yeah, just reach out to me. Just reach out to me, and I'll get back to you, and I'll tell you what's up. And I'll even give you a Sea Otter price or whatever because you're here for the show. I'm like, great. That works because you guys are busy. That's fine. I don't want to take up all your time. Gives me a business card right here. There's a business card. Still got it right here, right here. Look at it. You even see it says Hayes on it. Gives me the business card. And I immediately come back that day, and I email him, just putting the feelers out there from the CaliRotoKid@gmail.com, a very professional email. The really adds something to the process, the CaliRotoKid@gmail.com. Had I known that you don't need the in front of it, oh, well, how about that? Maybe that's why they're not taking me seriously. Not a response. It's been 2 weeks. When was Sea Otter? Not a single response. Do these people not want my money? They don't need it. Obviously, they don't need it. But now I'm like, well, I guess I'm going TRP. I mean, what the hell, dude? Like, this is what I'm talking about. I don't know. I'm not trying to bash this company. What do they care about my business? And I'm asking stupid questions. I understand all of this up front. But what I would expect and hope for is that they would try to do whatever's necessary to, like, get the sale. I just want some brakes. And they're out of stock everywhere. I've looked online and stuff. I have a pretty good idea of what I need. But, like, oh, man. I just want somebody to, like, guide you through the process and say, hey, this is exactly what you need. This is what, like, Ergon was a great example. Brian Gong, when he was out there, we went to Ergon tent. I forget who Brian introduced me to, but he's like, go sit on this butt seat thing, and we're going to measure the size of your taint, and then we're going to figure out what size saddle you need. And boom, I bought a saddle. They handed me the one that I needed. They're like, okay, what kind of riding do you do? And I'm like, probably the most extreme riding you're ever going to see in your life. And so they're like, okay, well, this is the seat you need. And so not this one, this is the WTB I pulled off. But they're like, they handed it to me. Here's the saddle you need, the size you need, everything. That is how you handle a transaction, in my opinion. That's what happened. So guess what? I bought the seat. I bought the saddle. It's on my bike right now. Had I bought those brakes, they'd be on my bike right now too. But I really want brakes. And I know they're not in stock anywhere. But I just want to pull some strings for the Cali Roto Kid. Look, what the hell am I getting, millions and millions of views on social media for if it doesn't have its perks? I don't actually try to leverage that for anything yet. But there you go. Okay, now I'm going to catch up on chat and see if you guys agree with me here. Sorry, that took a while, didn't it? What was that, a 10-minute rant? That's how I do it. I'm going to post that on social media, and they're going to not care. You didn't like the Dominions, huh? Great modulation. Hopes? Okay, so Hopes. TRPs. I don't want bronze-colored nothing. Like, get that out of here. If it's bronze-colored, get it the hell out of here. I don't want it. I want black. That's all I want. I will say the Shimano stuff was good. I rode the Shimano stuff in Sedona on the Forbidden Druid, and that was much punchier than my SRAM brakes. Man, I hate them more and more every day. Every time I ride that bike, I'm getting mad at them now, so I really need them. I don't have the RSC, though. I have the codes, R's or whatever. So that's, oh, my God. I got to get them out of there. I got to do something, guys. I got to do something. Okay. Yeah, I mean, why have this whole process if you're going to make the customer do the legwork? I mean, all I'm saying, I know, and that's the problem I think oftentimes when you find certain people, not like this company specifically, but like when everybody knows so much, they forget what it's like when you don't know a lot, right? And I'm going to say that again, and that goes for a lot of situations, not just the mountain bike industry, but when somebody knows a lot about something, they forget what it's like to not know a lot. And so they forget how to relate to that person who's just jumping in, which is one of the reasons why I try to be a shepherd to the sport as much as possible. Meaning that when I see somebody new on the trail, I try to give them, if they want help or if they have a question, I'm there to answer it. I want to make the process funner. If this is your first ride ever and you came out and some dude was like, look at this dude's shorts, and like, why would you want to keep riding when the community's like that? And luckily, most of it's not. But like, it's the same situation with a business where it's like, oh, this guy doesn't know this. Like, why wouldn't you try to shepherd that as much as possible? I think we've got to really focus on that. Like, there's so many instances where people like make fun of people because it's very systemic in the mountain bike community as a whole. And we say it jokingly sometimes, but the stupid stuff that you see in like social media and stuff, when I do a video and they'll be like, this dude doesn't even have his valve stems lined up, and they're legitimately serious. It's like, what? Or like, like he called it a front fork, not a fork, and doing that to newer riders too is just like, just settle down, man. I know you know a lot. It's great. But how about you say like, oh, actually, like, it's funny because just be a shepherd for the sport, all right? I'm not so hardcore that I can't stop and explain something to someone, and I don't claim to know the most. But you guys know what I'm trying to say, right? Let's try to make it easy for people. Let's get people into this sport. Let's bring them in here. And if your buddy doesn't know and he's been riding for 4 years, then you can give him a little crap, which is what everybody does to me. Okay, well, fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know what modulation means, by the way. What do you guys talk about when you say modulation? Are you meaning like, see, I think of like radio terms where it's like punchy, which is like when I hit it, bam, it hits the brake, versus like when I push in the brake, it's like it mushes, You guys are looking at me like I'm stupid, and you're not wrong. But like, right, when it's punchy, I think like I hit the brake and it just hits like you're stopping, right? Versus like it just kind of like slowly slows you down, right? With my SRAMs, oh, it's just mushy. It's like when you walk into a sushi restaurant, they say that. That's what it feels like whenever I hit my brakes. I don't like it. It's driving me crazy. I need new brakes, guys. What the hell happened with Hayes? I would love those Dominions on my bike. Oh my God. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like if something goes wrong with it and I try to reach out to them, what are they going to do? Just not respond to? I'm like, yeah, maybe I'm going TRP or something at this point, because those look rad, but I do not want anything chrome. Nothing. Downhill Evo. Okay. Well, you guys tell me what bikes I need. Hope, huh? See, you guys, even you guys in chat can't agree on what brakes are the best. One person's like, Hope's the best. Another person's like, Hope sucks. Another person's like, TRP. And then Jay's like, TRP is only for downhill Evo. What do you think? Like, what do you think I ride, Jay? I ride like the most extreme stuff. That's what I need. I need the best. Taint size, yeah. The tainometer doesn't lie, Joe. No, it's the Taintrometer 5000. That's how you measure it. It's just like you get it all dialed in. You know your saddle size, and then you're there. Then you're there. War with an MTB. Do you really? Henry, you have A4s? Do you have the rotors too? Reach out to me, man. I will buy them. Even though this company has just hated me through this whole process. Ours are meh. Yeah, the RSCs I heard are good. I have never ridden the RSCs. This is why I need to ride more bike parts. I need a crash course in mountain biking 101. Don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, Shimano's were pretty good. Oh, Savant's in here. There he is. Good to see you, buddy. Savant's a guy that was a unicorn for me for a long time, and it was. I would sit outside of his house with binoculars, hoping that he would come outside, find me, so that he would invite me on a ride. But it never happened until one day we rode Pacifica, and he walked up behind me and tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hello." Wait, he made eye contact. He went like this. It was like, "Calirado, it's me." It was like, it's maybe not like that. It was more like, "Hey," and I was like, "Hey." We played it cool. We played it real cool. And then when DeGonger turned his back, we were like, "Woo, good to see you." Yeah. It's a long story. I don't want to go into it. But there he is. He's in chat. Can you believe it? What kind of man jumps in here just to listen to me rant? Who would do that? We've got a lot of people in here tonight. I appreciate you guys being here. Like I was on the edge of ending the live stream. Then 20 minutes later, here we are. I'm ranting about brakes. So you guys all just DM me your suggestions on brakes. I'm going to just take a poll. I just need something. I don't like what I have. That's the one thing I need to upgrade. I had the saddle, which is beat to hell. That's gone. Although I really like this WTB saddle. All the years of riding, never wore a chamois or whatever, nothing like that. Always great. Never a problem. Anytime I go rent a bike, I have to plan accordingly, because if my satchel's not ready for the saddle, Oh, it's just gonna hurt, especially on big rides like the one I'm about to do in Prescott. It's gonna be. I gotta prepare. I'm just gonna put so much chamois butter that it's gonna smell like a movie theater popcorn when I ride. Look at it. It's got it's a bit like that, kind of like. Anyways, modulation not on off. Moderately. Okay. Shimano does make a much better entry line brake. Yeah, I think that's what it was. It felt a lot better on the Forbidden Druid when I was riding in Sedona. And again, this is something I think about when it comes to bike reviews, because oftentimes, like, people are reviewing bikes, but unless the components are exactly the same, how can you possibly review it? Because the brakes are totally different. Like the SRAM brakes versus the Shimano brakes, totally different, right? When I was riding them. So, like, if you were to write a review on the bike, how do you rate the frame if the fork's different, if the suspension's different, if the rotor size is different, if the gear, like, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe you guys, when you're smart enough to know this and you guys do it accordingly, so you're running similar parts across the board. But, I mean, Rich knows. You guys are smart enough to figure this out. Jay knows. I don't know. What do you guys do? Like, are you riding with different components, or are you riding with the same components and comparing the frame to frame versus... right? And some of that stuff doesn't work together. It's so complicated. I did not know the mountain bike industry was so damn complicated. I used to build PCs. You guys can see, I don't want to angle the camera and screw up everything, but I've got it. Oh yeah, it's up here. Wait, there, right there. I build PCs, and PCs are like that, where you got to get the right CPU to match the RAM. You got to make the motherboard. You got to do all. And little did I know that mountain biking was very much like that. You can build your own mountain bike like building a PC. I just thought you bought a mountain bike back in the day, right? You just buy a mountain bike. Cool. It's got these parts on it, and that's what it is. Now I know the difference. I know everything about this industry, you know? I should be respected as a valuable resource in the mountain biking community. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I'm scrolling down. No, wait. This chat screws me up sometimes when I'm scrolling down. God, you guys are awesome. I love how active you guys are in chat. Sometimes you go in live streams and it's just a snooze fest in the chat. And I like that you guys are here. You're participating. You guys hang out with each other. You guys talk crap about me. It's great. That's what we're here for. You guys can ask questions. You can give me suggestions. You can do all that stuff. I think it's again, I've said it before, one of the reasons why I like doing the streams in the studio, because this is our quiet time. You know, we can hang out. And then I got to figure out a way to bring in guests in here. We just have multiple camera angles and stuff, but it's already over the top when I do these live streams. By the way, you guys want to cut to the crashing dad cam outside? There he is, just with the binoculars, just standing still and really eerily still watching me broadcast to the... Okay, that's freaking me out. Okay, there. He's still out there. He's still watching me. I'm scared to get off this live stream because at any moment, he could just come crashing in on me. Crashing. I know it's good. Jesus. All right. We're catching up. Ours, okay, bleed brakes. No, they are been bled. They're even when they were like freshly bled. That just sounds terrible. But yeah, even when they were. I don't like this. What's going on here? Okay. What do you need, Joe? I don't know. I know. We need MTB Savant to come out of YouTube retirement. There's too many people popping up doing the artsy fartsy reviews that you were known for. We need you to take back your ground, all right? You better take it back. Take it all back. God, you guys are already getting too technical for me. I can't read that and entertain at the same time. Yeah, F-150 calipers on a dirt bike levers. There you go. Yes, 100%. Oh, my God. I know. Yeah, I get all worked up about anything. This is what's fun, too. You guys can just see me rant about stuff. Look, we got 50 people here on a Tuesday night, and I've been sitting here complaining about brakes for the last 20 minutes. What the hell else are we going to do, huh? What are we going to do, ride our bikes? Do a night ride? Yeah, right. Here's an exciting news. Granite Bay, which normally when it comes to during the weekdays, during the winter, they shut down at like 6, 7 o'clock. So if you're going to get a night ride in after work, you got to haul ass out there. You got to park super far away and ride into the park. Well, guess what? I pulled in the other day and the sign out front said 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Yeah. That means you could just park in there and ride to your heart's content. Nobody's going to ride past 10 o'clock. What kind of maniac does that? But you could be out there. You don't have to rush. I don't have to get back to the truck at 7:30 or whatever it is before it closes down. So this is great news for me because I can get out and go pedal. And, I got all the nights. I got the outbound lightings on the bike, and I'm looking real good, okay? That's good news on the Colorado kid side. Okay, if you guys are just jumping in late, by the way, Savant, are you coming up to Dirt Days in Nevada City. If you guys aren't coming up to Dirt Days, what the hell are you doing? We're going to be broadcasting live from the Crooked Lane Brewery on Cinco de Mayo. So if you guys are in the area, you got to come up. You got to hang out. We'll do official posts on Instagram and everything else soon, and we'll make sure everybody's in the know about that. Again, most of you guys aren't local, so that's totally fine, but at least jump into the live stream and chat for a minute. It should be pretty fun. It's super cool because I love doing stuff live like that. You know, it's that's my specialty, just being out in the world and, you know, people heckling me and whatever else. Wireless brakes. Dear God, no. No. Farts fired directly into the saddle. Yes. I heard Magura brakes are good. I don't like the look of them. I don't like the little green circles. I don't want that on my bike with the blue bike. It's just no. I'm just thinking like, I don't want black. I just want black. I don't need to accessorize. I don't want bronze. I don't want nothing. But that's just me. But I heard they're good. Magura MT7s. I know. I heard they're really good. Dude, send me if they have a color that's not like neon, I'll be all on board, which is surprising. Again, I often talk about the idea that the fact that that I don't want colorful stuff per se when I ride, like, which is silly because like my personality is so ridiculous. But like, I just want black. Just give me the black wheels. Give me the like. I got Onyx hubs, and they're like, "What do you want? The purple? You want the blue?" I was like, "Just do you have black? I'll just take the black. Just give me the black." It's so stupid. I need to get with Rich at Stickered and those guys and get with Technar and really come up with some fancy stuff for me. But I feel like my personality is boisterous enough already. I don't need to broadcast it on a bike while I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt, even though I will be wearing a Hawaiian shirt. We'll tie it all together. Don't worry. We'll tie it all together. John Tan Chin is in here. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for jumping in. Yeah, the MTB Stig. Yeah, that'd be amazing if we did something like that. I've always thought the idea of doing like a Top Gear style mountain bike show would be very successful. And what you would need is chemistry. That's the only reason it worked was chemistry. That's why I always thought like Brian and I being on it would be funny as hell because Brian's like the professional expert and then I'm the ridiculous idiot, you know, and then there's got to be somebody else that's like almost like Kyle, like the Captain Slow of like where they always like are analytical and like whatever. I thought if we paired the trio together and created like an adventure style show, that could be really fun because as long as you have the chemistry where people can riff on each other and stuff, dude, that's what people come for. And that's why Jeremy Clarkson and the boys are so popular. If you guys haven't watched the old Top Gear and now the Grand Tour on Amazon, the chemistry is what makes that show. There's nothing like that I know of. That would be fun as hell. But it also takes a big production crew, and that's not something that I have the budget for at the moment. Not quite yet. I just need a bunch of low subscriber count YouTube channels to just volunteer to film everything. That's how we'll get it done. 100%. 100%. Yeah, the XT brakes are good. Product testing a bike, some of the Stig. Yeah, exactly. Yep, totally. You guys could collab, man. You guys are close to each other. That's one of my favorite things about the mountain bike industry, the old collabs. Rich, good to see you. Semi-Cindy is in here, taking off, getting a good night. Good luck, buddy. You're getting married soon, aren't you? You lucky devil. Well done. Congratulations. If you guys haven't subscribed to the Semi-Cindy channel, I assume you guys all are. He's got way more subs than me now, and I don't appreciate it. I probably should have just blocked him to start so we don't have to deal with this, and I got to give him compliments all over the place, but there he is. Yeah, he's not going to notice the 2 subscribers he gets from me mentioning this, so what does he care? Fancy pants. You'll get married. Huh? Whatever. I got to come ride with him so he can make me look bad. Yeah, the tattoo of Indonesia on my forearm. Yeah, this popped open and started bleeding on me today. This is the worst because this section still hurts because this was like the part that really got rubbed off. It rubbed me the wrong way. So it's pretty bad. But it's getting there. You can film super dramatic with us testing the new Mega Tower and then never show my face. Yeah, 100%. All you need is the full face helmet and nobody would know who you are. That's really the trick. That's the benefit of the Stig. Parking tips for Auburn. Auburn. Yeah, get the parking pass. Always the parking pass. That you can use it at Folsom Lake. You could use it in Auburn. You could use it all over the place. I use it all the time. In my opinion, if you're in the area, it makes things so much easier. I never park down below anymore. I go up top to where the right when you do the climb up to Culvert, I try to park there, and then I can go ride the connector trail and then come up Culvert, and I could do laps and then avoid that monstrous climb up from the bridge and the kiosk. So I usually kind of try to park higher lately, and I like to just go and do that. I don't really like riding Confluence that much anyways, so I don't really do that and go back down to the bottom. I just try to stay up in the upper sections, and you get less hikers and stuff like that. Confluence just seems to be packed. So I always recommend the Poppy Pass because there's so many places you can go with it, but then that's my suggestion. All right, don't park down at the kiosk anymore. Just park up higher. Just watch out because there's been some thefts. Not like Oakland, which is crazy. Have you guys heard about this? Basically people are getting held up at gunpoint in Oakland and having their bikes stolen. I assume everybody in this chat knows about this. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. You just got to be cautious. I don't ride out there that much, but I know a lot of guys that do. Yeah, I'm colorful enough. I don't need my bike to be super colorful, apparently. That's the word on the street. Yeah. I need a bike that matches my Hawaiian shirts for sure, for sure. Okay. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, the Oakland thing's crazy, man. The getting held up at gunpoint. People are starting to realize how much these mountain bikes cost, and I think we're gonna have more of that all over the place. Just being aware of our situation, trying to be pretty cautious. Make sure you lock it up. I don't know if I guys told you about this, but I'm glad you're here. I could tell you this. So basically, what am I trying to say? I was outside with the bike, and I had set it outside, and I went inside to grab something. Maybe inside 30 seconds, maybe a minute. It was probably less than 45 seconds, maybe 33 seconds, probably in the range of 35 to 37 seconds, really, if I'm honest. And so I come back out of the garage, and there's a guy standing there. Looked like a homeless guy to me, just standing looking at my bike. And when I came out, he gave the old, like the, you caught me, And so I came out. He's like, that's a nice bike. I was like, yeah, I know, it is good. Thanks, man. Like, he's like, oh, like, you don't happen to have any bikes like that you're giving away? No. And he's like, okay. That could have been gone. Like, give it another 10 seconds. That guy's off to the races. I might have been able to catch up with him riding because he wouldn't have been able to figure out the damn wireless shifting anyways. Right? Am I right? But anyways, the bottom line is the guy was going to make off with the damn thing. Like, there's no question about it. I caught him in the middle of the act. So you got to be cautious no matter where you're at. That's right outside of my house. So the fact that this Oakland things happens, not surprising. I think there's going to be more of it. I think people are realizing that us idiots are paying $7,000 for bikes or whatever, and they're free for the taking. If you're not locking them up, you're a fool. I don't know what to do. I don't know what the problem. I don't know what the solution is, but it's a crazy time for mountain bikers, and that can happen anywhere. I think it's going to happen a lot more. And you guys see all these lost bike posts, and I heard about this sting operation that they did, and they found all these bikes in Mexico. Basically, they would steal them here, put them on a truck, ship them down, like drive them down to Mexico, and just like put them on the market there, or like sell them across whatever. These things are happening, and they're only going to get more elaborate because there's just basically nothing stopping them. Like, we're not riding with guns, at least not all of us. I feel like somebody here is. Boston Don MTB might be, but we're completely unprepared for this. What are you going to do? Whip off your bike chain and start swinging it at them? Yeah, right. So all I'm saying is be careful out there. Watch your bikes. Don't leave them outside. You got to be careful. Otherwise, you're going to be one of those lost bike posts, and it's going to be long gone. Long gone. There's nothing you could do about it. So this is the time that we live in. Now, has anybody put like an air tag or anything inside their bike? Has anybody done that? I've considered it. I got to figure out where to put it. Okay. I don't know. You could here's my thought. You could put a dummy one under the saddle so that whoever steals the bike goes, that was a stupid location. I got it. Easy. But yet you've got one inside the frame. You see, that's where you trick them. It's all a mind game. Okay. You got to be the smartest one in the room. Like me. Okay. Then you put one in your tire. Okay. Because they'll never check that. What if they take the bike apart? You want to find the tires too, because you paid a lot for those hubs. So you got one in your tire. And then you run into an imbalance issue with the tire, right? So then you got to put another one on the other side of the tire to keep your balance. Okay. So you got to do that on front and back. So we're at 6 air tags now. But like, if you're really going to be thorough, that's what you got to do. Okay. I'm just giving you guys tips right now on how to be safe with your bike. If you don't want to listen to me, that's fine. When your bike gets stolen, you can just don't come crying to me. Okay. You go talk to the mediocre mountain biker, or you go talk to Brian Gong. He'll take care of you. He'll come and pick you up. I'm not going to do it. I told you what to do. That's another idea for a video that I have, by the way. So don't steal it. All right. None of you guys in chat steal these brilliant ideas that I've given out. Somebody's going to go comb through this and make it before I do. You guys, this is patent pending or whatever. It's like 4/19/2022, 8:53 p.m. I'm marking it right there. That's that little copyright logo on that idea. Boom. No, I don't think Apple AirTags solve anything. I feel like they could just put a metal detector and find it, couldn't they? Or something like this. Yeah, it can't be that hard. It can't be that hard. Any security device that's ever been invented only holds people back for so long, right? Like, You know, you can have the greatest home security system in the world, but if somebody doesn't give a shit, like they're just going to come in anyways. Like, and if you're not there, you still are counting on the cops to show up within a certain reasonable time. They're already out the door with stuff. You know, so that's all I'm saying. All the greatest security in the world is never going to fix your problem. You just got to be cautious, and if it happens, it happens. You know, I don't know. You guys have like insurance on anything? Like, does your homeowner's insurance cover your bikes if it gets stolen out of the garage or something like that? I haven't even thought about that. I'm sure that exists, right? These days, man, if you got an e-bike or two in the garage, you better knuckle up, all right? You better get some insurance. I don't know. Henry, in Arizona, we all carry and we'll shoot back. Oh, my God. I can't imagine riding with a pistol in my hip. You know, it'd just be crazy. You know, at the end of the day, the bike doesn't mean anything to me. I know we love our bikes. We joke about our bikes, but somebody puts a gun in my face, just take the bike. What do I care? They take my wallet too. Who cares? Like, what are you going to go buy gas? I don't care. I got like $50 in there at the most. Usually I have $2 whole in there. My wife always jokes that like moths fly out of my wallet when I open it because who carries cash anyways? They got the cards you can carry. I just don't care. Stuff doesn't really mean that much to me, guys. I don't really care that much about stuff. So, you know, we're important. We're important. Family's important. You guys in chat are important. Anybody that's not in chat is not important. We're aware of, we've established that. Okay. Don't care about them. And if you're listening to this after the live stream, you're important, but everybody else don't care. You know how it is. Just carry a hand grenade, a holy hand grenade. Oh yeah. Did I really leave my bike in the, no, but like I've got a big lock on the back, so I've mounted it into my truck bed. So it's a big concrete anchor, a hinge lock, and then I have the big New York, Brooklyn-style chain that goes into my bike. So unless you looked in the back and I hadn't put the chain on, I'm going to say that I put the chain on there, so at least it would deter people. I usually put that big, giant chain, so they could probably take the front wheel off, but it would be a hell of a thing to get the whole bike out of there. It would take some time. You'd have to drill into the truck bed and all this stuff. So there is some contingencies in place. But, yeah, I mean, there's only so much we could do. Yeah, so shop theft in UK. Now you guys hear about people just running into stores and grabbing jewelry. Why? That's going to happen in bike shops too. Man, it's getting crazy. There's only so much we could do. But, you know, do the best you can to keep it secure. Do the best you can. And at the end of the day, if it happens, don't get too bent out of shape. That's the same thing I can say about anything in life. You know, you can prepare for as much as you want, but be prepared to improvise. Be prepared for it not to work the way you want it to, and then don't get worked up when that happens, because oftentimes things in life don't work the way you want them to, which is why I very rarely prepare for anything, because how can you be disappointed if you're not expecting anything, right? That's like probably because it's not lazy. Okay, not lazy, but like I'm just saying, how can you be disappointed if you're not expecting anything in the first place? I've gone into movies like thinking it's going to be the greatest movie in the world. I've seen trailers, there's hype, all this stuff. You come out, you're like, man, that wasn't that great. Had I gone in with like no expectation, I might have been like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, it was fine. But when you're expecting the best thing in the world and it doesn't happen, you're like, oh, well, you're a little bit more burned, right? And the same thing applies to a lot of stuff in life. Yeah, you guys get the point. Maybe you guys get what I'm trying to say, but try to not lower your expectations. But if you come in with no expectations, like, you can have a good time. All right. I'm not going to keep you guys too much longer. As always, I've gone 2 hours. What the hell, dude? How many of you guys sit here and talk to yourself for 2 hours? What a crazy person. Santa Cruz stickers with Huffy. Yeah, I'd be interested. I may look at putting an air tag in there. I've got a couple of them. I'll give it a shot. Yeah, put one in the fork as a spacer, like a security spacer. That would be a good skit, right? Like Fox invented the AirTag /spacer. Fox Industries. Download the app, you know, and each spacer is a new tracker, and then it will also tell you your suspension platform as it changes. Did I just come up with the next multi-million-dollar mountain bike invention? Probably. Right here for the taking. Okay, again, 8:58 p.m., 4/19/2022. Circle with an R or C on it. That's copyright. Okay, can't take it. Can't do nothing with it. I think about way too much stuff all the time. Yeah, exactly. Lemurians. What's that? I don't even know what Lemurians is, Wade. You're going to have to educate us. Getting their bikes back. Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a shot. I think it's a good call. I would like to install like paintball gun turrets on the bike. I think that'd be funny. But yeah, that's not practical. Other than like just shooting people with paintballs. Yeah, AZ MTB, good to see you, man. Thanks for jumping in, dude. Good hanging with you. I'm not going to keep you guys much longer. The fact that I'm here for 2 hours is so stupid. I did come up with another idea when I was on the trail the other night. Yeah, Will, good to see you, man. Again, thanks for all the help with Sedona and stuff. You and Henry both were saviors, and you guys did way more for me than you should have. I was trying to like not inconvenience you guys, and you guys were just like being so helpful. I was like, God damn it. Quit being so nice. All right, take it easy. They helped a lot when I was down there. Spartan Rides, Will, Henry, all those guys were great. And I spoke highly of Spartan Rides earlier, Henry, and so it's in the tape. Okay, we're going to roll it back. You guys are going to show it. It's incredible. Anyways, what was I talking about? Cordless. Oh, I came up with this other idea. This is the last thing I'm going to leave you guys with tonight. Okay, this is the last. Let me just fix this mic. We're going to get serious. This is what I'm going to leave you with for tonight. I was riding out in the Darrington Trail just the other day. Okay, just the other day. And as I get to the rear section of the trail, it's not in the right spot. I need this right here. Okay. We're loose. We're ready to go. Now I got free hands. We're good. As I got to the rear section of the trail, it got quite overgrown. Okay, like to the point where some of the parts you couldn't even see the trail, which one gets you really worried for getting ticks all over you. And that's not what I want to have happen. But two, more importantly, it got me thinking like, okay, if you do a trail work day and you got people out there with weed eaters and hedge trimmers and stuff, you could take care of this pretty quick if you had a crew of 10. But what if you didn't have a crew of 10? What if you could find a way to strap 4 weed eaters to your bike and then have it controlled on the lever like a dropper post lever that actually controls the spin and the motor, and it's all battery powered, and it's in my head. If I get enough time when I get back, I might try and build that. Would that be, do you think I would just like pop all my tires immediately? Just planting the seed. It could work, right? If you're riding the trail, you hit the button, and then you could ride the trail and trim it at the same time. Yeah? Mountain bike, the weed-eating mountain bike. You know? What do you think? Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. That's what I'm going to leave you guys with. Look, upcoming events. I know you guys don't leave. What the hell? Where are you guys going? Look, hold on. Wait a minute. Take it easy. Look. So upcoming events. One, we're going to be broadcasting live from the Crooked Lane Brewery on Cinco de Mayo up in Auburn. It's going to be awesome. We're promoting Dirt Days. MTB NorCal is going to be out there. Anybody that wants to come drink and have a beer and hang out, be on the live stream, jump in, say hi, do it. Let's come on by. Otherwise, jump in live if you guys are out of town and come check it out. That's going to be a couple of weeks from now, live at a brewery. Then Dirt Days is coming up May 7th. I'll be in Prescott not this weekend, but the following weekend for the Whiskey Off-Road. That's going to be fun. Then I'll be riding Vegas just for one day on Saturday this week. And then May 15th, I'll be hosting the Kids Bike Fest at Fair Oaks Bike Park. There's a lot going on. Who would have thought that starting this thing a couple years ago, I'd be up to this amount of hijinks. But I appreciate you guys being here and being supportive. And, hey, coming out to hang out on a Tuesday night. Super cool. This is awesome. So anyways, I'm going to leave you guys with that. If I missed anything, just shoot me a DM on IG. I'm usually on there talking to people and stuff like that anyway. So just let me know. When is Lemurians? Wade, reach out to me on IG and let me know. I haven't writing at all, but definitely interesting. Anyways, thanks for being here, guys. It's been over 2 hours. Those are the events that are going on. I'll be putting some promotions out and stuff like that. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. I appreciate you guys putting up with my nonsense. And we'll do it again soon. I think the next live broadcast, like I said, will be from Crooked Lane in Auburn. We'll be doing it at a brewery. But there it is. The Cali Radio Shack's back in action. Thanks for being here, guys. We'll see you later. Have a good night. All right. See you later. Wait, as a side note, look, we're still live. Wait, is this thing on? Yeah, got it. All right, this is bonus content. Sorry, guys. As a side note, I have been blowing people's minds with the VR lately. Paul, the punter, came and hung out for about a week, and he was just playing VR every night. I had Kyle over here once, and I had him try on the headset, and he was sold. It's mind-blowing. If you guys haven't tried VR, it's fun as hell just to watch people try it. It's funny. It's interesting. But yeah, anyways, the bottom line is Paul, as soon as he played mine, he's like, oh my God, Joe, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen other than your mustache. And he said that to me in all point of fact, very honestly. And then he immediately went, and I was like, you know, they have them at Costco, right? You don't need a PC to tether on the Oculus Rift. You could just, or whatever it is, the Quest Go or whatever. And he's like, really? And so we literally went to Costco the next day, bought one, and he's been playing VR ever since. So if you haven't tried it, that's a glowing endorsement. And you can get like one for like $300, $400 or something. And at the very least, you could always resell it later. But I'm telling you, like, having friends and family come over and try it, it is fascinating watching their reactions. It is mind-blowingly cool. Anyways, that's yeah, it's I don't play it a ton myself because I've like my mind's already been blown, you know, like, but for anybody else that's new that hasn't tried it, it's cool. Anyways, that's all. That's a Colorado bonus moment for you guys. We'll see you later. I think we've established that outside camera sucks. Completely sucks. What kind of lighting is that, huh? The Shane cam? Look at this. Unbelievable. There's potential there, but we need a better camera to execute. So I need more donations from you guys in the future so I could spend another $800 on a camera. Just going to put that out there. Look, if Brian Kennedy, look, here's another Calibrated Kid bonus moment. Look, if Brian, look, no, hold on, wait a minute. If Brian Kennedy can sell a t-shirt and raise $13,000, I think we could do it here too, right? I'll figure something out. All right. Thanks for jumping in, everybody. I'll see you on the next one. Okay. This is really, for real this time, we're done. It's been over. It's just, no, we're gonna close it out.